in the in the middle of putting in information for some reason. It's really funny.
Yeah, but and it used to be so
They
much
could
worse
turn that off.
early on. Yeah, well, like earlier,
You think it would get turned off?
you have all like the
Apparently not.
wonderful historical documents of like that one guy who's like Windows is updating and like it starts using text to speech in Spanish and like triggering all kinds of error alarms, and it's one of the funniest videos I think I've seen in the last 3 years. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I think I know.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, well, we'll look it up after the session. But the recording has started. So let me make sure that it at least has a frame working on the Roll20 so that you're not looking at a black screen for the next 15 minutes. Yes, it does.
Black screen recording.
So today is 2/26/2025. This is session 16. This is the session directly after the company of heroes here has achieved their first gym badge. It was very hard fought, I assure you. Not at all, actually. The plan worked like a trick.
Make the plan, execute the plan.
But hey, I'm so pleased it went that way. That's lovely, and it went so fast, which meant we did it in one session, and we get to keep a wonderful pace. And I get to reuse the map for the next yeah, I get to reuse the map for the next people that play the campaign, and I get to instigate some wonderful new rules to keep anything like that from happening ever again.
There's lava a foot under the ground you can't dig.
Yeah, that's right. I think what I might run this campaign for my brother and my nephews at some point, and when I do, I think I'll probably say the trainer has to be on like almost like a baseball base near the flag in order for it to be a valid victory. So the trainers just can't be abandoned because I don't know. It was fine, I guess.
Mal was making good progress. I was gonna get there eventually.
Vigo had the right idea. And I think it was somewhat balanced by the command checks. I think that was fine. But anyways,
we were trying to get there. We're just slower than 23 tiles a turn. What am I gonna?
Yeah, you are slower than the ground shrew that is designed to swim through the earth after you have trained it to swim through the earth as quickly as it possibly can. So
I do what I can.
We're moving
Fire.
in. I'm gonna get some music here. Let me consult the magic book of music. Let me get something chill. And we're in for a bit of roleplay this session. Hope you guys are all prepared. So we do have a new player. The recording may not be aware of this. We've discussed this several times, and there was a poll and an in-depth discussion about the pros and cons of adding David to the group. So, Mr. Recording, if you're looking at this, new character is Rune, and we'll get to his introduction this session. You didn't miss anything. So, we pick up the morning after the glorious victory and the sugar crash that comes with eating a victorious meal comprised of, I believe it was peach cobbler, probably some nice Toro steak. Truly the dinner of champions. Oh, and of course a brutal game of Pokemon Monopoly in which Vigo stumbled his way into being the over-tyrant of the entirety of the Kanto, Anemos, Shoto triumvirate region. Yeah, man, he owned the Goldenrod Railroads. What are you gonna do?
Now we need a picture of Vigo doing a victory pose, looking wall-eyed, while everybody else is laying on the board.
Yeah,
defeated.
Just
size.
Dead inside.
Yeah.
Or sleep.
Souls leaving their bodies.
Yeah, that's right.
I like to imagine that this unexpected proficiency comes from years of looking at like battle maps.
He sees strategic locations. Railroads, those are good for supplies.
Yeah. This will help with logistics. And then he just collected all of them,
Yeah,
and then
Wonderful. Okay, let me. There's some good music. All right. I don't know if you guys are sick of Azalea Town, but I sure ain't.
No, it's pretty cute.
So moving forward, the following morning comes. You guys eat another breakfast. You don't see Henry immediately. You're kind of eating breakfast with the rest of the I believe it's McLean. I believe it's McLean last name. McLean kids. Miss Rita serving you some breakfast before she gets off to her clinic. In case it's the last time you see her, she wishes you guys safe travels. And it's actually gonna give you guys the leftovers of the meal from the previous night. It's not enough for all of you, but it's enough for three people to sustain themselves for the next trek of the journey. What's up, dude?
Is this the leftovers items?
No. It could be, but no.
Can it be turned into food scrap for the
Okay.
chef Elaine?
All right, I'll tell you this. If you want it to be the leftovers item, I would let it be the leftovers item. But if you want it to be effectively 3 travel rations, it can be that too.
Decisions.
How much
But
does
you
it
must
cost
but you
to buy
must decide now. Oh, how much does it cost to buy leftovers?
food, just in general.
Oh, food. Not much.
I don't
let's see.
remember.
How much does a candy
No,
bar
we should
cost?
Just take the item. The item is literally like the pillar of so many strategies where you just sit there and do
It's
nothing
different.
while your Pokemon heal.
It
It's
is-
different than
It
this.
is different. It is
You have to
it is
actually eat it.
consumable. Yeah, you have to eat the
Oh, I see.
leftovers. Very surprising.
You can't just eat from the infinitely regenerating apple
Yeah.
core anymore.
Not all
makes more
Pokemon are
sense.
Tauros. They're not chewing the cud. They
Oh, by
They
the
consume
way,
it.
for anyone in that candy bar, I can make them for cheap.
Candy bar.
how much are candy bars normally? Like 100, right?
I think 75.
75?
I think yeah, I believe so.
Okay. All right. I would let one trail ration be approximately 75 Pokédollar,
Cool.
which means
You know what?
Elaine saves 25 if she makes them.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's someone who knows the item. If they want it, they can have it. Otherwise, we can just take the rations and keep moving.
I like eating.
I'll take rations.
He likes eating.
I only have one, so it would help me to have one.
All right, then
Oh.
rations it is.
I have
Uh,
one candy bar.
In that case, Elaine will give all of her rations to Mako.
Oh, thank you.
'Cause she has plenty of food. Y'all need to come to me when you need food on the road.
I mean, so far I
We
haven't.
only have one.
So what do I add? 2 candy bars, I guess?
Yeah.
Or did you have more than that? Okay, thank you.
So keep in mind,
Oops.
you will need to manufacture rations or otherwise find rations equivalent to every Pokemon in your party plus you guys, which has
Correct.
grown to be a decent number at this point.
Mhm.
So make sure you're not.
We're
You're
gonna
not
have to start eating the ratatas. Like
Yeah, you're
I,
gonna-
like I started to.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna
Are
say
there-
we're gonna have to start eating the Pidgey.
Well, that's what happened.
And we
I have to release them
have we
first. Give him a fair chance.
Yeah, it's the emergency ration.
have we had an opportunity to put Pokemon in a box yet? And would that mean they don't have to eat?
You can put your Pokemon into the box equivalent in this setting at any major city. Or-
major city. Okay.
or
Setting?
settlement. Basically, anything that's red, not blue, has the,
Oh, okay.
the infrastructure capable of taking your Pokemon for you.
Okay.
There's a couple of exceptions, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, awesome. So you're taking the rations, and you're kind of preparing because you guys have made plans glorious plans to traverse the western roads to the Apricorn Festival taking place right here at the Apricorn Orchard, which is about a 6.5 day journey, thereabouts. It's a bit of
I've
a
been in local cloud 9 for like 3 days, right?
bit of a jog. Oh yeah, you have time for sure.
Okay.
By the time you get to the orchard, there's still like more than half a week left of the ongoing festivities, and
Presumably will
Yeah.
be where all the good stuff happens. The last half.
of course, that's how these things work.
Mhm, mhm. Because we're there. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when the fireworks
Yeah,
go off.
it's definitely not the period of time in which half of the individuals who came to the festival have already left. And it's just kind of on life support.
I don't know. We are the main characters. that revolve around our arrival.
Yeah. You're right.
As we all know.
Yeah, this isn't a Game Boy. There's no internal clock. They don't know when to leave. They just,
There's no internal clock.
you know, it's like
It's all-
you
it's all
go
based on
outside
what
and it's
area
nighttime
progression.
and the person is still standing next to that fence and you're like, dude, go to bed. And
Yeah.
he's like, I need to be here just in case you
No,
want to.
You talk to him, and he talks to you like some kind of fanatic that's obsessed with shorts. Okay, so preparations, I would assume, friends. You can't buy much here, but you could potentially scavenge something, or just prepare for the journey in general. There's places to eat. You can buy Pokeballs. You can buy first aid kits.
Oh,
Okay.
I want Pokeballs.
Pokeballs.
You want to buy
I think we
Pokeballs?
should do both of those.
I need to find how much they cost. I think it's 150 though.
Yeah.
That sounds
Mhm.
right.
Not accounting for
Uh,
inflation and regional pricing.
No,
Oh,
don't
no.
add
Original
taxes,
pricing
please.
300.
That's right.
We play
No.
these games to escape inflation, please. I wish that weren't
Oh.
true.
Did somebody say sales tax?
Please, we're
Basic
12. There's a reason we're
$40
playing
every
12-year-olds.
That's crazy.
And then my dad
Mm.
pops out, at least it's a sales tax and not an income tax.
Local Tennessee man springs out of the woodwork.
Did
Yeah, he
somebody
chose
say
it, so.
taxes?
I feel like we have. Oh, shopping. Yes, there's a thing for this.
There is a
So-
thing for this.
Oh wait, Pokeballs are 250 apiece. Ugh.
It'll be
250?
150
Yeah.
when I can make them.
So
That's what
basic,
you've probably
so
heard.
basic necessities are actually a little bit cheaper here, and more expensive kind of high-tech luxury items are going to be a little more expensive because this is sort of a bit of a frontier settlement. There's not a lot of infrastructure here.
Sure, yeah.
So
Okay,
food,
so we're
food
looking
so
at-
food items are actually going to be a little bit cheaper. Pokeballs are going to be a little more expensive.
Gotcha.
Cool. How much is a first aid
Bummer.
kit?
Say it one more time, Jeremiah.
First aid kit, how much is that?
Okay, what's the base price on the first aid kit? I can apply a wonderful little percentage.
15. 500.
500?
Yeah.
Let me double check. Because emergency first aid is so necessary here, that is actually a little bit cheaper. That's gonna net you for 450 instead.
450. Very cool.
Mm.
And Pokeballs, I'm assuming, are the same price, if not more expensive.
Pokeballs are a little more expensive.
Is,
Okay,
is
I'm
it
not
10% up as well, or is it more than 10%?
Oh. What's the
Uh,
discount on food?
Food, you can buy your candy bar because like all the food is kind of created equal. It's just flavored differently. So your candy bar equivalent is going to run you about 60 instead of 75.
60. Okay,
Um,
they can get it cheaper through lanes. So.
Mm-hmm. Pokeballs are going to be 175 because they're 150. Yes.
They're 250.
Oh, 250. So that's going to be 300.
Brutal.
Potions and such going to be
No potions here. Sorry.
no potion. Okay.
No potions. Only first aid.
Well, I can make those anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. There's more or less just like basic necessities.
It is, yeah.
If it's not like or anything that isn't that doesn't have a significant upcharge on it, it's going to be basic necessities.
How much did you say Pokeballs were?
300 apiece.
300.
3.
If you want to buy Pokeballs in nice bulk, you go to Cirrus at a department store directly adjacent to the Pokeball factory.
Yeah.
And surely the Apricorn Festival will have them for cheaper because
Right.
they're made out of that.
And I do have
I imagine
that
they'll have a bunch
feature,
of
so I'll
specialty
just
balls as well.
I
Well,
won't
hopefully,
buy anything
on our way
currently. I
there,
don't think.
we'll get more apricorns.
Yeah.
Mako will be able to make Pokeballs out of the apricorns. In fact, Elaine has
Oh,
3
do we have it?
apricorns to be used.
Do we have the toolkit yet?
Not yet. It needs
9.
to be bought.
That'll almost certainly be for at least for crafting apricorn balls. The festival
Mhm.
might be.
Okay,
a bit of
but
an
does
upcharge,
everyone
yeah,
have
like-
at least like one ball right now?
Yeah, I do.
Yes and no.
I
Mine's
have-
broke because Dwayne decided to smash it.
Oh wait, can you fix them?
I will
Okay.
be able to once I get a tool belt.
Ah,
I haven't had a chance to buy one yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay.
kind of.
Well, I've got a few extra if somebody who doesn't have one needs one.
Could I
Okay.
just have one, please, in case I find a Pokemon I want?
I'm going to wait until we get to a situation in which
You must ask him in character.
Yes.
Oh.
These are the rules of the Jeremiah. I have learned them long ago.
Mm.
Yeah. If you don't make my character aware of something, my character is not going to be aware of something.
Jagadoodoo.
Oh, do they have lighters?
That song,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh, Mengudu.
No. You Jar Jar Binks.
Am I needed for something?
Carl Papa. No, I was just saying your name funny because it's
Okay.
fun.
Do they have lighters?
Lighter?
Yeah.
Dude. Sure.
Yay. Is there going to be any price change on that?
Normal
Cool.
price on a lighter. You can have a lighter if you want.
Yeah. This is not waterproof, so I'm not allowed to go in the water, and I will almost certainly forget that in character.
Excellent. Try to remember in player.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that
Okay.
as a player, and then willingly jump in the water anyway because
Excellent. That's coming up soon.
Unless-
Don't forget.
yeah, unless somebody reminds
Yeah.
reminds Vigo that he has a
Yeah.
lighter that isn't waterproof. He is
Yeah.
going to forget
That
as
that
soon as-
lighter is lasting approximately 4 days.
Mm-hmm. That's if the rest of the party even knows he's buying this lighter.
Up
That's a
to you.
fantastic question.
That may be something you want to remain apprised of, considering this child's tendencies.
Mhm. Yeah. So definitely going on a bit of a shopping trip here to grab these 2 items right here.
Wonderful.
So if anybody else is going
Yeah.
with Vigo to buy these 2 highly necessary items,
I like to imagine Vigo shops like I do, which is he finds exactly what he needs in the most efficient manner possible, slams it onto the counter, and says, "I buy this." I've done that in real
I
life.
do have a question.
Yeah, go-
yeah, basically.
the awkward
Have
silence.
you actually?
No.
Okay, that's. I was about to say I was real. Like
I-
you.
Normally I don't say anything to the cashier. I just look at them. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Intimidate them
Question,
into
are we
selling
able to buy flint and steel,
flint and steel.
or is it just lighters?
That'd be
Lighter.
really funny. I would actually, you
Lighter.
know, it's. This is like a little bitty mom and pop family store with like basic minor necessities. And like a lighter is used for smokes, whereas a flint and steel is like a specific survival item.
Mm-hmm.
And they have electricity. So probably not, actually.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. So I'll let you guys kind of get together what exactly you're buying here.
Yeah.
We'll say a good 10 to 15 minutes go by as you're kind of chilling out, slowly waking up after your breakfast, browsing the wares. About this time, Mr. Henry enters in, and he has someone behind him.
Mhm.
And I need to acquire music. Yes, of course. Azalea Town, the jazz remix.
They're actually a
Perfect.
jazz remix of Azalea Town.
Yeah, this is the jazz remix. Are you not listening to the? All right, so
I've been listening to it the whole time. I didn't realize it was a jazz remix. I was just vibing to it.
This is the jazz. So, you get it through me, David. So speaking of David, you walk in, man, and you're behind Henry at this point, and Henry announces to the party, "Hey gang, had a busy morning, but we got somebody here to see you. It's from the National Police. It's about your age though, so hopefully you can make nice." He pushes you forward a little bit, Rune. Would you describe yourself to the players here?
Yes. So Rune is slightly older than all of you. Looks about maybe 15, could be 16. Relatively tall for his age, about like 5'4". I think I made him. Somewhat tan skin, dark hair. He's currently wearing a black vest with a black and yellow shirt. Doesn't actually talk like this. Give me a second to get into character. But he is wearing a nice little black baseball cap, and he very much has a somewhat punk look despite being introduced as a police officer. And you do see 3 Pokeballs on his belt, as well as his little badge from the National Police Department.
Yeah, that actually looks a whole lot like, if you guys are like looking at the map, a whole lot like the Animos kind of Pokemon League symbol, like down here or on Cirrus, that kind of thing. A little more official looking. All right. Yeah, Henry kind of pushes Rune in. Says, "I gather he has a few questions for you, and it's possible he'll be traveling with you guys for a few weeks. So play nice. Let me know when you head out. I'll be in my office back at the house." He starts walking out, then peeks back in. "Oh, and Southern Animo is supposed to receive some rain in the next few days, so keep that in mind."
Oh,
Sell the lighter, quick.
Sell the lighter. Vigo banishes
that makes
it.
Extra need. If Vigo crushes it in his hand, it's going to be useless in a few days.
Do we need to?
know.
Oh,
Well,
wait.
I
That means
got a
anyone who
box I
does
can
not
put
have a
this in.
tent should get a tent.
Yeah, you should buy a tent right now.
They're expensive, though. I'm just going to get a sleeping bag.
How much are they?
Dude, You're gonna get
That's more
so-
expensive. Hmm.
Just a sleeping bag is more
What are the
expensive.
chances I can just... Let me check the prices.
You
real quick
know,
on that.
Austin, if you don't get a good night's sleep, you almost die in his campaign.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Make sure you get a
But
good night's sleep. I mean,
I've also
David
been
can
sleeping
attest.
in just like out in the
Fucking
grass
obsessed.
this entire time.
There's no exhaustion
I had
condition in
nothing
this
bad
game.
happen.
All I
Yeah.
have is damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I can heal from that.
he might get a growth like Soul did, and I might have to perform surgery in the middle
Uh,
of the field.
That's,
Exorcism via fire.
Yeah.
gotta cauterize it. Man, that would get so dark, man.
you start growing an oddish.
An oddish is growing out of you.
You're gonna get
Okay,
infected
anyways.
with Paras.
Yeah,
Depends on if you
you
want
you
to, but-
you become a Paris.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Your
Yeah.
friends can stick you in a Pokeball.
That'll be perfect.
Like Grog in the tail end of that campaign.
Okay. So, Mr. Rune, how are you introducing yourself to your new companions?
So Rune is definitely looking over all of them, like just kind of taking in their general vibe. So
Yeah, man,
you don't
Ember's hiding
I went
behind
down to the
a lane.
mines.
Sorry, I think we both
Yeah.
interrupted you there. What'd you say?
Yeah. So you are the ones that went down to the mines, right?
That's right.
Who was that just spoke? Was that Mako?
What's that?
Yeah, it was me. I've been muting and unmuting all
Oh,
day.
he was so wholesome sounding.
I know. I couldn't. I didn't know who it was.
Well, as Mr. Henry said, I just had a couple of questions about the mine adventure you lot went on. I was told you may have run into a bit of a rogue element down there. Could you describe the man you ran into in the mine for me?
Did anyone but Mako interact with him?
Elaine was
'Cause-
really up close with him. She was sniffing
Okay,
him
good.
out.
Because as a player, I remember the encounter, but I remember nothing about it.
He was like the scientist guy, right? So
So yeah, Elaine is like super energized by this question. She goes, "Yeah, yeah. His name was and she like flips through her notebook. His name was Dr. Ackley, and he was super creepy. And she like suddenly flails it in like a 180 degree and shows you like this third grader drawing of a bald man with glasses. He had these cold dead eyes. He was super skinny. His onyx almost ate me. There's something wrong with this guy."
Does that match the description of any of the wanted files that I would know?
Yeah, man. You guys see Rune pull out a small, almost like a brochure, like it's a folder, kind of this sleek, water retardant kind of exterior to it. Starts rifling through it. Yeah, you as Elaine continues to explain it to you, and you see Rune examining his stuff. The rest of you completing your shopping trip here.
Yeah, I'm getting a tent now.
Thank goodness.
Because I realized I can specify the dimensions, which helps significantly in reducing the price. Because it's based on the dimensions of the tent.
Tent. I don't know if they have a tent, man.
Oh,
That's
never mind.
another specific survival item.
Okay, I guess I'm not getting that. Do they have a jacket?
Yeah, they have like some like windbreakers and stuff you could buy.
Okay. Do any of them look waterproof?
Yeah, you look around a bit and you find this nice, kind of like Alpine brand style, bright blue, coat. I mean, it's it's shockingly blue. Like you kind of have to like you squint a little bit and rub your eyes.
Perfect.
Yeah. And yeah, on the inside of the label it does say waterproof.
Good. How much is it?
I don't know. How much does like a nice weather coat normally run in this game? Is that in the items?
That's a good question.
Let me go look.
I know there's clothing items, but they're really specific.
Yeah, there's like body equipment, but it's... Yeah, so 2 of them are armor, 1 of them is just fancy clothes, and 1 of them is stealth clothes, whatever that means.
Okay. Tell me, how expensive are the fancy clothes for comparison?
5,000.
Okay,
Ooh.
this is not 5,000, but it is a sturdy utilitarian piece of clothing. So I'm gonna say this will run you 2,400.
Okay, yeah, that's too expensive. I'm just gonna get sick.
So, question.
Yeah.
Elaine has a tent that is I don't know the dimensions of it, Jeremiah. You're better at math than I am, but I bought it early campaign, with the $900. I don't know how big or small that is.
500?
900.
900.
Yeah.
I believe that's listed as like 1.5 by 1.5 by 2.25 meters in the.
I don't read metric. I'm
Okay,
American.
that sounds like a you problem.
I don't do
but
metric.
That could probably fit 2 people, considering how small we are.
How
All right.
long are you?
It'd be a bit
How long?
light, but
Does anybody else carry a tent? Is
Are
there
you-
anyone else in
I
this
do.
campaign?
Are you
Okay,
long
who?
girl?
I have a tent.
Is Elaine long girl?
Yeah. How long?
roughly the same.
She's 5 feet.
That's pretty long.
Why is she 5
Wait, you
feet?
might be longer than your tent.
Hang on. Why is she 5 feet? She's 10. No, she's not. She's 12. How
Yeah,
tall
I was
is...
about to say, I thought you were 12.
Wow,
Yes,
very
those are-
very long indeed.
Wait. I need to look up how tall a 12-year-old girl's supposed to be.
Wildly.
She's out here playing D1 college
Yeah,
basketball. as a-
Rune watches. Yeah, Rune watches as Elaine visibly shrinks before his eyes.
Shush.
Yes.
So a 12-year-old girl's height can vary, but on average, she would be between 4.5 to 5 1/3 feet.
Okay.
So maybe 4 feet. I'll say she's 4 feet because she's Asian.
Okay.
Go for
That's
it.
that's a great explanation, Christine. Thank
Hey,
you.
we should cut that out of the recording.
Yeah.
Nah, censorship's bad.
We were making Jewish jokes earlier. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't recorded though.
They didn't know that.
Now
Well, now
you
they do.
know.
Paul's little hat. All right, so if 4 foot, sure. So 4 foot, just chop it off. Ankles, bye bye. And suddenly we're faced with a 4 foot girl, and she fits into her tent very nicely.
No.
In fact, there's a little bit of wiggle room on the side for another 4 foot girl if you really wanted to fit one in there.
I sure. Do we want to?
But that's about it.
So can Vigo and Mako fit in their own tent, and then Amber and Elaine can fit in Elaine's tent?
I don't
I'll
know.
go down for that because
How-
sleepovers. I mean, are you kidding me?
How generous are Mako's tent proportions? Now that we know that there's variable tent proportions,
Yeah, Mako.
how much did you spend on your
Hold
tent,
on.
Mako?
A decent amount, I remember.
4,000.
He needed that luxury
Yes.
space.
You
Mhm.
spent
For his
$4,000 on a
lengthiness.
tent?
No. Mine is 1 meter by 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. That's not very big.
Oh, so you bought the standard, the 900.
Yes.
Okay, so you could probably fit with Vigo.
Yeah, it would be very brotherly, little tight, but it would work.
Wait, Mako's 5 feet.
I was
Mako's
gonna say
5
we
feet.
had this discussion.
We just
but
had this
even so I
discussion.
should not be.
It would be
Yes.
really, yeah. Do you want to be 5 feet? Are you
No.
Are you 5 foot boy?
No.
You want to be long? You want to be long boy? So
No, I want to be small boy.
I
So-
love how we're literally
We're
chopping
propping ourselves
off
up.
one
Ac-
Yeah.
active-
of our characters simply
I am
for
an
cost
American-
purposes.
I am an
This is
American descended from Vikings. I'm sorry I don't know how to be short.
And Vigo is 5'1". Him
Yes.
longer boy.
you're still descended from Vikings in this setting, so
Yes.
maybe you're tall.
There.
Vigo certainly is.
I looked up average heights, and
He-
apparently 5'1" is like not that out of the ordinary for a 12-year-old.
Right.
Okay, so we did have this discussion.
That's why,
I was gonna
that's
say.
why I didn't have a problem with being 5'2" as a 15 because it's
Yeah.
like kind of average.
And Vigo's a little above average physically, so
So y'all aren't going to be able to share a tent either way. So just
yeah,
deal with
Vigo's
your
just gonna get
calmness
sick.
and
Don't worry
sleep
about it. It's
diagonally
fine.
with one person per tent.
I have to make
Or
sure
just
we take
curl
up
up
as
and you
much
get
room
like a
as
ball.
physically possible.
Buy some bungee cords and like just like repel somebody from the top of the tent. The tent. Yeah, in order to fit two
Honestly.
people, double decker. You know.
So, I'm assuming a sleeping bag wouldn't be anywhere available here.
I mean,
They take a little snooze in the mines.
maybe. I'll let us sleep. Yeah, sleeping bag. Sure, they have sleeping bags.
Okay, so the downside of this is that they're 1,000. For some reason, they're more expensive than a tent.
Well,
We
I'm
we
assuming
just
this is,
learned
like,
you like
immune
tents.
to the elements. Like,
Tents are the investment that just keep on giving. Like you can burn as much money as you want on a tent, just like in real life, and they just keep getting better.
yeah. Like for 1,000, surely this is like the kind of tent, or not the kind of tent, the kind of sleeping bag you can just like throw on the ground in the
Yeah.
in the woods.
It
and
is.
be fine.
Yeah, like mild hydrophobic qualities. Sure.
Mm. So like if it's pouring down, I probably have to find shelter, but
Oh,
otherwise
yeah.
I'm probably fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
A long night of rain
Man.
might get a little chilly.
So how many? Was there like a stated number of days that it's going to be before it starts raining?
Henry said we're expecting rain for the next few days.
For the next few days. Okay, so it's probably like right now.
Probably pretty
It just
soon.
start raining.
Yeah.
But
But hey, you could go outside and roll a wonderful little knowledge check to apprise
Oh.
the weather.
I'm going to go outside and sense the weather with survival.
He uses his power sense weather, and that will be survival. Unless you have degrees in weather research, which is not called weather research. It's called something much more fancy that I'm
I
not
think it's
remembering.
called climatology.
Thank you, climatology.
Based on survival.
It's also based on survival.
14.
I was looking at Mako's survival. That's a 1. Mako, my god, my man.
Mako doesn't
We
know how to
had-
live outside of the city. That's fine.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's a
how did
tech
you get
junkie.
a 14 with 1? Oh, Mako. I see.
Yeah,
Be-
yeah, you can
No,
understand
he
my
does get good survival.
you can understand my confusion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, you're looking out there. You breathe it in. A very mild barometric headache beads down upon your brow. You hear a whisper upon the wind. 9 hours, it says.
I'm assuming there's something more than just a smell and a schizophrenic whisper.
No. This is an Ice Age 3 moment, okay? The wind. It's speaking to us.
Yes,
What is it
right.
saying? I don't know. I don't speak wind.
But yeah, you see cloud coverage, and in general, you kind of get a vibe for what's happening. Especially growing up in where are you from?
Right.
Growing up in Mistral,
I'd imagine I have a lot of experience with weather stuff, given I lived right next to Mount Tempest.
yes, Mount Tempest is like, I explained this to Jeremiah, but Mount Tempest is basically this setting's Mount Washington, just absolutely absurd weather at all times of the year. Just crazy weather. Like it'll literally blow you off the mountain if you're not careful. So, yeah, you definitely took a lot of like survival classes, learning how to read weather signs and that kind of thing. But yeah, so 9 hours before the great red apocalypse arrives.
Okay.
And
So
Henry
what-
told you
does this seem like
the
it
next
should
for
be,
the
like,
next few
really
days.
heavy rain, or-
Middling, not a deluge. But these are spring showers, so these are like going to become more and more regular.
Okay. I think I just have to drop the investment on a sleeping bag, and hopefully I don't just, get soaked whenever I'm trying to sleep.
Just sleep
Yeah,
with
that's
you. You'll be fine.
1,000.
Just have your toes poke out a little bit.
Well, eventually I will have to convert it into a jacket, and take the bottom out.
I just have this humorous, horrifying image of you guys sleeping in the same tent and just staring into each other's eyes very intensely and uncomfortably for the entire night. And, like, Mako realizes halfway through that Vigo sleeps with his eyes open, because, of course...
It's still different.
More tactical.
More
Built
tactical.
incorrectly.
He could be aware of his surroundings. All right, so sleeping bag it is. Normal price, I'll say, for the sleeping bag.
All right. I now have my sleeping bag, which hopefully is not lying to me when it says mildly hydrophobic.
All right, so as Vigo continues the great deliberations, Rune, you complete your preliminary scan of the face and your list of suspects. And I want you to go ahead and roll me your first check of the campaign. It's going to be something you're pretty decent at here. And that is going to be an perception check.
Perception? You got it.
See, this is how Austin lures you into having a good time. He gives you the winning roll,
Beautiful.
and then
Fan-
later he
Fantabulous.
makes you roll acrobatics
on
when you're
GM only.
Was
pathetic in
that
them.
GM only? I don't know that.
We can't
that,
see it.
that was good, GM.
Oh, here.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a switch on the top of the sheet.
He rolled an 18 in his perception.
Oh,
There we-
beautiful.
There we go. For the record, of course. So, yeah, dude. The course of a couple minutes, you immediately eliminate many suspects. Coming to an individual who is bald, not wearing glasses, actually. But facial hair profile, hairline matches. And something about the piercing eyes. That's like the one thing like Elaine got right, was like a pair of like really wonky looking eyes hiding behind these pair of kind of professor's glasses. Which at first you thought was probably an exaggeration, like most of the rest of the sketch. But no, she pretty much got this bang on. So let me fetch this. Let me fetch this little thing here really quick. One moment.
The Mr. Scientist.
Here we go.
Oh, I hate looking at his picture so much.
Look at him. He's beautiful. Beautiful.
He's not
Oh.
beautiful.
Oh,
He's the embodiment of evil.
look at that! Look at that beautiful round dome. You could like shine a light off of that, and it would sparkle like a disco ball.
And the suspect name is not Professor Ackley. Instead, it is referred to as Subject DE. And this is referenced, apparently, in the comprehensive suspects list at, the Cirrus City regional headquarters. There's not a whole lot about him. There's like some very basic like preliminary sighting information having to do with this guy showing up in relatively suspect locations with not really any evidence or anything to suggest that he might have been up to no good, but he shows up in enough weird places that they've started a record on him. And it says, approach with caution. Subject shows high knowledge of Pokemon anatomical workings.
Seeing this, Rue would show Elaine the picture, asking her, "Do you look like this?"
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Creepy eyes and everything, but
In this-
no glasses.
Yeah, in the subject photo, he is wearing what looks to be a kind of simple dress suit, and it's like slightly blurred. Like he's walking perpendicular to the camera, and the camera took the picture just as he turned to look at the camera. A little bit eerie. The background appears to be probably some kind of official building, maybe in Cirrus or elsewhere. Unclear.
Well, I don't got much on him, but apparently he's tends to be around whenever there's trouble. But apparently the records in Sirius City ought to have more.
The accent has evolved.
I'm not sure what.
I don't know what's happening.
It's weird. Weird with accents.
You're
okay?
getting there. You're getting there.
I
We'll
get it. It's
we'll-
so
yeah.
hard to nail it down.
We'll give it a couple
I don't blame you in the
sessions
slightest.
before canonizing any particular accent, okay?
Mhm.
Is it supposed to be Irish?
It's supposed to be like Galarian. So, UK, which could be Irish, English, Welsh.
Okay, gotcha. He's a European.
You wouldn't like those.
Scary.
Caleb over here got a little jump scared. All right, so
Just don't look in a mirror, Caleb. It'll be okay.
yeah.
Culture to this.
Well, how does this conversation progress?
But looking at it, I've been told I'll be escorting your lot for a little bit.
Escorting
If
us.
you-
Are we in trouble? Amber. Vigo. What'd y'all do?
I would never do anything like that. Are you kidding me? Like what? Anyways, what are you? Why do we need to be escorted?
Lady needs to make sure everything goes off without a hitch, and this might have been a hitch. So I'll be traveling with y'all, making sure the hitch doesn't happen again.
So I don't know if the rest of you heard that. He said that the league wants this to go off without a hitch.
So, are you our chaperone?
Basically,
Amber face palms.
All I have done to get out from under the
That's what I thought I
thumb.
was getting my independence.
Not my rights.
y'all can do anything that's not criminal at all.
Looks like
Why do
Vigo
they
has
make you
a permanent
policeman
babysitter now.
anyways?
What?
Oh, he.
Caleb, what'd you say?
How
Go ahead.
how are you a policeman anyways? You're like, what? 14?
Hey, I'm 15. Also, do you think child labor laws exist here?
Yeah, you're right. They definitely don't. Okay.
Amber flashes back through her life. A depressing look comes over her face.
She was just trying to find some excuse to not have a chaperone, but she's running out of them.
Okay, well,
Also, I gotta
She,
help
like,
people.
pokes
Family.
Elaine, like trying to like get her to come up with a reason to not have a chaperone.
Oh no, who left? It was Jeremiah. Why?
It was me.
No. Oh,
Okay.
you're trying to get Elaine to help you with making an excuse?
Yeah, to not have a chaperone.
Oh no. She's all for it.
I was like the pleading eyes, and the pleading eyes are returned with just
Betrayal.
immense joy by someone who's so excited to take down this evil scientist.
Like Elaine is beside herself. She goes, "Finally, someone with sense."
what is that supposed to mean?
Mako,
No.
you smell competition.
No,
It's in the water
the water.
that you know so well.
What's going on?
Pause.
The music pause. I'm getting different music. For you, David.
Ah, finally a song change.
What, you don't like Azalea Town, Christine?
It's been playing.
Don't you like Azalea
It has
Town?
been an hour.
What about the
Yeah,
jazz
we have-
remix?
We have spent literally an hour in this store, guys. We should move.
It's not my fault. This only town's a bop.
Have verdant turf. Stop complaining.
Ah, so nice. Totally not what I
Okay,
would
well-
expect when we're talking about villainry and police.
I guess if the league wants us to have a chaperone, then you can be our chaperone. She's very unenthused.
So, where are you from, Rune?
Oh, me and my family are from Gala.
Oh.
We moved here a couple years ago, actually. I wasn't able to qualify for the league, so I went to the Force.
I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to figure out where Galar is on the map.
It's to the left.
west.
Across the ocean.
Oh, the pond, as they call it, the pond.
The pond, as Rune would call it, yes.
Yes.
Across
Very
the
good.
Across the pond to Gala.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, we're on our way to the Apricorn Festival. Is that okay with the league?
She asks inquisitively.
Do I have
A
your
hint of
permission?
sarcasm?
Yeah. I'm not a babysitter.
Oh, okay. She perks up a little bit at that. Well, we need to go say bye to Henry then before we go.
Most definitely. In terms of chaperoning, I'm not actually a chaperone. I'm literally traveling with you to make sure nothing terrible happens to you lot, because apparently you might have almost died in the mines. I don't know.
We were fine.
Glances at
We're
Vigo's
gonna
still
take a
slightly
plan.
skewed arm.
Our report said one of you punched a magma slug.
That one.
It was awesome.
That one over there.
Vigo stops mid sleeping bag.
Stops
He said
inspecting it and trying to
50
figure out how to turn it into a jacket. Huh? Where did he go?
He said he'd be back in a few minutes.
Okay, cool.
He's clueless. This is very
Alright.
in character.
Let's get the show on the road then.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
start
would
traveling.
I have a tent or would I not have a tent? I don't know.
You have your starting funds. I should have handled starting funds with you. I apologize. I'm gonna say you probably started with about 4,500 Poké Dollars.
Okay, so I'd probably have bought a tent in like 5 Pokeballs at probably not here, but at a regular.
Right. You would have bought
probably
them.
at small town before I left.
You would have bought them at standard market value. So you can calculate that later. We'll just assume you have the things that you want to have right now, and we'll worry about that later. Okay, David?
Yeah, just fill them in. You need a tent, a sleeping bag. How tall is Rune? I'm assuming since he's 15, he's taller. So
Yeah.
5. What?
Yeah,
6'2".
6'7". Yep.
He's 5'2".
What? No.
Following the trends. he's just an absolute giant.
7 feet tall, guys. It's fine.
Okay.
He's a basketball player back in Galar.
Amber, the only short person in the party.
It must be tired.
Rude's average height for a teenager. I'm just saying.
Right. So sleeping bag. Let's see. Tent. What else would you have? A flashlight? A first
I would
aid
have
kit?
a flashlight.
Yep.
If I could afford a first aid kit, I would have that, and I'd probably
Mm.
also have
Master ball with a Deoxys in it. Yep.
So just
Uh,
give you a heads up. The flashlight is regularly 200, but if you want to make it waterproof, that's an extra 400.
it wouldn't be waterproof. It'd be a regular flashlight.
Regular.
Do I need a folder for my archive? My Chronicle class feature.
What does that mean?
What?
I have a profile archive.
You have a profile archive. That's part of your class.
Yeah.
Do you need to buy that, or do you just get that part of your class?
It says I may place records of trainers in my profile archive. It doesn't say where the archive comes from. I just have an archive.
I think it's more of a I don't think it's like necessarily a physical archive that you're putting together as much as like these are things that you're keeping track of one way or another, kind of thing.
Okay, so probably you can represent it with a physical object if you want, like that waterproof folder I showed you a moment ago, or it could be more of like a thought cabinet. Up to you, man.
A folder, because Rue does not have great memory.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And you can think about how you want to describe that later, I guess. So, yeah, moving on. Everybody got their stuff that they want?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Hugo returns from outside at this point, declares to the rest of the party that it's going to rain in 9 hours, and grabs a sleeping bag.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, I guess he learned how to speak wind.
Start singing like all the musical numbers from Pocahontas, man.
Oh my goodness.
Peyton Parrish does a great metal version of that song.
Is there? Yes, you have to hook me up. Man.
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh yeah.
moving forward, you guys leaving Low Cloud, or do you wish to go back down into Victory Road and begin your championship tour
Oh,
early?
please, no.
I want to say bye to Henry, and then I'm done to leave.
Same.
Oh yeah, we're supposed
Yeah,
to do
same.
that.
Well, I'll give hugs on Henry.
All right, man. Yeah, you go over back to Henry's place. He's actually just in the doorway, having a discussion with the same ref whom you met last time. I believe his name was Matt. They both kind of glance in your direction. There seems to be a discussion of rules revisions regarding the gym battle. As Matt leaves, it kind of nods his head at you guys. And on your way?
We are.
Right. He checks his poke gear. He seems to be rifling through it, kind of glancing over. Seems to be like a calendar or something. Well, maybe I'll see you at Nimbus one of these days. Take care.
Bye, Matt.
So he seems to be walking back towards the gym as Henry leaning up against kind of like one of the porch posts. Looks like y'all all set. Any final business in town?
I think we're good.
All right.
Thank you for letting us stay in your house.
He looks at his watch.
Eureka!
Guessing the rain's gonna hit you 5 or 6 hours down the road. West to east and all that.
It works. Sorry, my PC works. I have revived it.
I thought you were
Eureka!
saying it works to
win!
Vigo.
Sorry.
You're
I
fine.
win.
Congratulations, sir.
Technology is no match for the tech priest.
The tech freeze.
Rolled well on his
And
religion
now I
check.
will back up Reborn as fast as possible.
That's
Do
the
it.
new that's the new class coming to X13 is the tech priest.
Nah, I'm working on being a tech priest in real life.
That's good.
So, Henry looks all of you over. Something slightly sad to him. He goes over and shakes each of your hands. Amber, good to see you. Nice moves out there.
Yeah, she like just kind of like wraps around him on his like he's way taller than her, but you know, just kind of wraps around his legs, and you just hear a little sniffle. Thanks, Henry. This was the best.
No problem. Hey, come back.
Father figure she wish she could.
Oh, that's so sad. Goes over. Mako.
He will thrust out his hand and just beaming and trying to be all mature, but just excited to be
Hey,
part of the process. And
thanks for all your help in the mines, man. You did good.
oh, you too. It was awesome, and just starts going off the way you and just.
You go off for a second. He puts a hand on your shoulder. Maybe one day I'll get to call you fellow leader. Maybe you'll be my superior at the rate you're going. He leans down. Want to know a secret? Elite Four are way cooler than gym leaders. he straightens back up, kind of gives you a conspirational smile. But still your choice, of course.
Mako will mirror that smile and be like, well, I guess I'll see you there.
Yeah, walks over to Vigo. Vigo, it's been a time, young man. You got any words for me?
I'm trying to think what Vigo would have to say. Like, I don't think he would necessarily have anything important to say.
Well, I tried. He pats you on the shoulder. Stay safe. No more sprained ankles, broken bones. And take care of your
Okay.
friends. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye, Henry.
Take care. He walks over to Elaine. Lane, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for taking care of all the miners down there. Best meals they've had in several weeks, I reckon.
It was my pleasure. As she like smashes his hand into like sandwiches her in her little hands, she's like jumping up and down.
I don't imagine they'll forget you anytime soon. He pulls out one of your little illustrations that you started like gluing to everything. I guess this is going on the fridge because Henry Jr. really likes it.
We made it on the fridge. Let's go.
Anyway, you keep them well fed. Stay safe. I'll see y'all soon, alright?
Bye, Henry.
Henry walks over to Rune. Well, young man, never thought I'd be addressing individuals such as yourself as an officer, but take care of them, alright?
And hold on his hand to shake it.
And we got a landline here. Yeah, he shakes your hand as he says this. So if anything comes up, you give me a holler, all right? Anything 2 to 3 days out, that's my purview. I'll take care of it. Sorry, you broke out there, David.
Eat your microphone.
Yum.
Say you go, boss.
Sorry.
You got it, boss.
You got it, boss? Okay, got it. Excellent. All right. Keep up with them. They're, a little crazy. All right. He backs up, kind of puts his hands on his hips. Right. Rita already gave you the leftovers. Kind of goes through a mental checklist. Emma and the kids are at daycare, so, that's it, I guess. He seems like a little bit of a loss. Be safe, kids.
You too, Mr. Henry.
Who gives a salute?
Yeah.
Amber nods solemnly.
Who wants to roll me the equivalent of insight? Is it intuition?
I believe it's.
I'll
Give me
roll
intuition.
intuition.
We want Elaine too. Oh, okay.
You want me to roll it or Amber?
I've got a 5 now, so I can compete.
I'm just kidding.
17.
That's
Pretty good.
wow,
Yeah,
that's an interesting
there is
roll.
definitely something just quiet about Henry. He definitely has mixed feelings about letting you go after what has transpired. And yeah, like you definitely get the very kind of grounded vibe that this is a grown-up man who has kids that are almost your age, and he's letting you go off on your own with another kid a little bit older than you who claims to be an officer of the law on a hike through the wilderness, and who knows what'll happen. And yeah, he's just really he's not assured at all.
Oh,
But yeah, you just kind of see him waving slowly as you make your way away from the front porch.
Papa Henry is concerned.
He's very concerned.
Okay.
So, yeah, moving on. You come to the edge of Low Cloud Mine, the the soil starts to change a little bit from kind of like the dark red clay substance you've kind of gotten used to at this point to something a little more igneous, a little more silty. As you start getting into the crater fields kind of on the periphery of the town, we are going to start the next leg of our Pokemon journey here.
Let's go.
Moving forward, yo.
Rations are 100, right?
What?
Rations are 100 Poké
They are 60 in local.
60.
Normally they are
Okay.
75, essentially, I believe, unless you see something that contradicts me. I would be happy to raise the price.
I was just
No.
I think
So 60 in low cloud.
16 local. If you're buying rations there, so if you have any like spare money that you didn't spend on your nebulous amount of stuff that you now have, you could spend it there for rations.
Don't do it. Go to Elaine.
Elaine.
This is about rations he would have bought before he met you guys.
Right.
Elaine.
As he got to
Elaine.
low cloud.
Okay.
Can be bar 75 as base cost.
Candy-bar.
I still have 1,800 left.
Great. You're good. We'll worry about money later. You have enough food for right now.
Yeah.
So moving forward, the next 5 hours of travel, passing by the various landmarks you come to associate with the immediate area. You soon pass by the mandatory battling zone signage, which does go both ways. And you soon find yourself within that zone and soon passing that cliff face that you all hit up on as presumably an ace solo trainer passed you by with a Nidoqueen, fighting off Arcanine in the process. Speaking of which, you don't see any Arcanine on the horizon. Perhaps that ship has sailed, or perhaps they got spooked by that trainer.
Or it's the rain.
Or it's the rain.
It's probably the
Question, DM.
Yes.
We've talked about in the past herbivores being able to feed themselves if you let them kind of graze as you're traveling, right?
Yes. If so,
Okay.
so specifically, herbivores can sustain themselves on your rest. If the tile set is this kind of dark green color. So do you see how
Okay.
the tiles? Let me get you back to the spectator here. See how this is light green and this is dark green.
Mm-hmm.
Dark green, good. Light green, too plainsy. Only some Pokemon can graze out here, like Tauros and stuff.
And then if you go to here, then they get a cool mutation. Whatever.
Yeah, if you go up here, they turn into Godzilla.
Oh dear.
That sounds like a
Fantastic.
fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I should let
That's
Punch out
gigantic.
there.
Yeah, they hit the natural Gigantamax.
Oh man, have mercy. All right, cool. So then I won't worry about it. Carry on.
Herbivore. If you have nothing but herbivores, they're pretty much good through here.
Would
Good thing I
omnivores
have
also be able to feed themselves on dark green?
Yes,
Okay.
because they could eat anything.
Asking for a friend.
Cubone is a
For a friend.
Cubone is a herbivore. What?
Ooh, why am I shrinking
That's
this down?
wacky.
Yeah, well, he eats the grain that is in the skulls of dead creatures.
Wait, I just realized I have no idea what. Oh wait, no, never mind.
So, little past 6 hours pass. Actually, more like 9 hours. And then the rain comes. And yeah, let me change the music to some wunderbar little rain music.
If we need something at the 6-hour mark, Vigo has finally realized that there's an extra person in the party.
He goes like, "Why are you here?"
Like, wait, who's this? Who's following us?
Was introduced by Henry to everyone.
Yeah, Vigo is just oblivious. He has no idea.
Yeah, Vigo has no clue what's going on at any moment. He's too busy thinking about fossils and punching rocks.
He's our guardian angel, not our chaperone.
I kind of like that. Guardian Angel's nice.
Okay, guardian chaperone.
That's not.
Owner.
I don't babysit.
Oh, okay.
No babysitters.
Okay, so the rain beningings, and
Yay.
the great trudge has begun. What anti-rain gear do you guys possess?
Vigo is going to rip a hole in the bottom of his sleeping bag.
Oh no.
Like scrunch it up in such a way that he's
Turns
got
it into a
over the top.
poncho.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Does he actually do that?
Yes.
Oh no. Roll a
Vigo.
survival check to determine how effective that is, man.
This sounds like a fantastic time to roll. Okay, well, that's not awful.
Oh, he rolled a 16. That's pretty decent. Yeah, it like punching a hole in your otherwise zippered sleeping bag.
Oh wait, is it? It's a zipper. I just assumed it was solid. If I could just rig it up in such a way that I can just kind of wear it. Like,
yeah,
over top
it's
of
a
me without,
zipper.
like,
Do you want to
having
wear
it
it like a
being,
weird hoodie?
Yes. that would be
Yeah.
significantly
Alright.
better than punching a hole in it. I just assumed I didn't have
Sure.
the option of like.
We're going to just translate that survival check into you having the knowledge of how zippers work.
No, that's
so-
general education.
Oh my word.
Velcro is general education. Okay, so.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Moving in, yeah, man, you have your weird sleeping bag zipper poncho. As the rain begins to roll off, and thankfully you have a cool little baseball cap, so your cool dew isn't getting too messed up.
I'm assuming Frigibax is getting very wet though.
Is Frigibax is out, the water is actively freezing when it connects with it,
Ah, very good.
which is creating, like, little icicles that are slowly shedding into your backpack.
Cool.
no.
Well,
Would it
does
be
have
fair to
freezer
say?
and chilled, so
What?
it has a capacity chilled, which means it is always cold.
It do.
And
It
and
do.
makes the area around it cold. So
It
yeah.
do. Okay, what was that? Is it fair to say?
Is it fair to say that Mako's like rain-resistant jacket in his portrait is something he would have since he came from Nimbus City? Just like as we're trekking along,
You know what? Excuse
something
me.
with a hood that's
my-
made out of
my
pseudoplastic.
voice. You know what? Just because it's like an important character detail that we've discussed already, kind of like the sleek, hydrophobic jacket. I'm gonna say, yeah, man. You just have a rain-resistant jacket. Take it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mako will offer that to one of the girls in an attempt to be
Ah, yes.
chivalrous. There it is.
Yeah, so
Well,
it starts Elaine like
Elaine-
trying to cover her head with her hands.
Yeah.
Rune's breaking in on your game, so you gotta kind of, get the traction back
Oh, yeah,
going
sure.
here. Yeah.
Nah, I just gotta wait for Elaine to be clumsy and take advantage of it. It's fine.
Okay. So, you offer the glorious rain jacket to any of the lasses. Take the rain jacket.
Amber just kind of battens down her hat and just lets Elaine have it,
Awesome.
given that she doesn't have a hat.
Oh. Are you sure, Mako, you're gonna soak?
Don't worry, isn't he part water type or something?
Isaac, I heard you say something, but I couldn't hear your mic.
Yeah, your mic went out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I was muted. Something to the effect of, "Oh, I'll be fine for one day."
Elaine,
Little does he know that
It happens for
he is an
3
Austin
days.
campaign.
Yeah,
If
man.
only he could break the fourth wall.
Yeah, so the rain starts out pretty mild. But water has a tendency of kind of building up on non-hydrophobic clothing, and after a few hours of this, and the day is close to a close, you're getting pretty soggy. It's not levels of absolute intolerance so far, and the rain does seem to die down a bit in the evening. To actually show you quite a beautiful rainbow, which is silhouetted against Mount Tempest in the far distance. Vigo would definitely note the geographic location of that rainbow, and know that in a different life, he might have been right under it. You guys kind of batten down for the night. Near the road, you pass through the mandatory battling zone without event. It seems like there have been enough detours and enough interest in the other gyms that you and the 2 other parties you've seen so far are the only ones here for the moment. Which could be seen as a victory, considering you have no stars to gain at this point. You only have stars to lose.
Oh, you're so right.
Oh,
Because we got another one from winning the battle. Okay, thank you for reminding me of that.
Mhm. 5 out of 5 stars right now, baby. So,
Let's go.
Yeah, money.
that's not what my
Money.
trainer card says.
Well, your trader card is wrong.
It's incorrect.
DM, correct it now.
I will. Give me a second.
Okay.
That's
While
hilarious.
we're having a small pause, how many Pokemon levels do I have to spread among the 3 Pokemon I have?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Don't
Let's do
spoil your Pokemon.
Let's
I
do a
don't know
little.
yet. I'm
Let's
so
do a
excited.
little. Let's do a little baby arithmetic, shall we? Let's go look at rewards.
Would be level 4.
All right. So, I'm gonna say
one.
that's
Plus
3
1.
Pokemon levels to start, and then plus 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 400 XP, and then another 3 levels. So 18 levels plus 400 XP distributed however you wish among the Pokemon you currently have.
Okay, so I was just making sure because I was wondering at this point if one of the Pokemon I have would one or more of the Pokemon I have would have evolved by this point, and 2 of them would have with the levels that I have.
Red.
Nice.
We can.
I won't spoil it yet.
Yeah. Just
We
wait
have to
5
until we
wait
get
5
mugged
minutes.
to-
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, so yeah, the evening survival goes fairly well. What are all your sleeping conditions here?
Sleeping bag.
Sleeping
That's
bag,
a $1,000 tent.
tent, Mako tent,
Yeah.
Mako tent, Elaine tent,
Elaine tent.
Amber tent,
Amber tent.
Amber
Amber-
in Elaine tent.
Amber own tent.
If
I don't think Amber bought it.
let me see if I have what the dimensions of a small tent are, because if
Oh,
it'll
yes.
fit
You choose
Vigo,
the dimensions.
well, what I put in my notes was small, so
I'm
that's
just-
the dimensions we're working
oh.
with.
Well,
SMOL.
that's-
Oh,
Amber sized.
All right,
Uh,
I'm going to assume girl share tent, no extra tent. Vigo outside. Vigo
As
wet.
always.
well, why? Wait,
Go wet, very
I
good.
did buy a tent. It's just
Yeah.
that I don't know the exact dimensions of it. There's an extra tent. The question is can it fit Vigo?
Is it an amber-sized tent?
I mean, it's small. Yeah.
Well, then probably not.
All right.
Then Elaine.
Vigo's a big boy.
Elaine might be able to fit in Amber's tent, and then let Vigo use hers.
Okay. What are the what are the dimensions of the amber-sized tent, guys?
I don't know.
He
It
didn't
depends
fit
on how
in
much it
numbers, he just
costs.
small.
How much did you pay for the tent? Do you remember? Did you
I
write that
don't
down?
have. It's not on there. It just says one small
I'm
tent.
assuming 900 because that's what's recommended in the book. And I remember
me-
vaguely you saying something like, "Okay, that makes math easy" or something.
Okay.
Okay,
That
makes
would
sense.
fit. If that's the size that you went with, then that would fit Vigo.
Okay,
So
Okay.
cool.
Is Vigo in tent? Vigo tent?
Vigo
Can everybody
tent,
fit?
and I tent with
Cool.
Elaine.
cool. We can all tent.
We tent. We
Oh.
tent.
Mako tent? Rune tent?
Mako tent.
All right. All tent.
We done it.
Content.
The great tent.
Content.
Content. That's what we're making right now, baby. So, the
We're doing tent reviews instead of sessions.
as this is light rain and you're all in tents designed to hold up against the elements, you're all fine. No checks need to be rolled. You're good. Yeah, it seems pretty quiet. You're not really near any bodies of water, like so. No fish surfacing. No froggies making all kinds of noises.
We'll have to
You
throw a rock
are
at 'em this time.
you are in the shadow of the Silverwind Plateau, just outside of the mandatory battle zone, and there is not a soul in sight. Very lonely night. Do you guys get a fire going best you can with the fire going, or the rain going, I should say?
I do have a lighter.
He has a lighter.
Don't.
I mean, I figure we'll probably be huddling in our tents to shelter from the rain.
Going to gather a
So
bunch
the
of
fire wouldn't
sticks
be-
that are hopefully not lit.
I guess the question is if there's enough tree coverage to like keep a fire up or not with the rain.
That depends on your survival check.
Actually, could I just roll a survival to look for anything that could be useful, such as firewood or maybe something edible?
Yeah, well, you could also survival check for yourself to satisfy like the rations and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's part of the idea I had. If we're
Yeah.
if we're setting up camp, Figo would probably
Yes.
run off and do stuff like that.
And roll your rations first, and I'll tell you how many rations you would gather from the surrounding area that essentially would work for any of your Pokemon and or you.
Would that? Okay, so I have two herbivore Pokemon.
Yeah.
That being the Pidgey and the Cubone.
So they're fed because
okay.
you're in kind of like a forested area now that you get out of low cloud.
So I would be looking for like a carnivore ration for
Yeah.
genetics then, and
Yes.
whatever Vigo can eat.
Carnivore ration for
18.
Vigo. Yeah, man. You find 3 whole rations of whatever you need.
Cool.
So you have one to share now.
It's just like a grub. But anybody else wants to eat that?
Slimy, yet satisfying.
It's a Weedle.
No!
Oh no!
Vigo found a dead Weedle.
Aw.
Like
You
roasting
ruined
it
it.
over the fire that may or may not exist.
All right.
Traumatized Amber, no.
Now we roll the survival
She's
check
content.
for the fire.
I don't know. Do I get any bonuses to this for it? Well, I guess this is just finding like firewood, right?
Yes. Well, this is to help support a fire in a situation where fire would be very difficult to sustain, which is wet
Sure.
conditions. Yeah.
Okay. Presumably we're finding something with at least a little bit of cover from the rain if we're in like a forested area. 15.
Is this
It's
is
not-
this something that Amber could help with? Like, she's very much under the notion that like everyone has to contribute in some way. Like, is this something that she could like help him find firewood or anything like that?
Sure. I will let you roll a survival check too, Amber.
Okay.
While they're setting up camp, can Vroom just be on the lookout for any points of interest, any Pokemon in the wild, anything that might be coming close to their camp? Basically being on patrol.
Yeah, dude. And we'll say this is like a bit of a routine for you, like kind of walking the border. So you guys are set up on the side of the road, and at Vigo's behest, you guys set up close to kind of like the mountain's edge. In the event of flooding, there's a rock here that would break the flood, and also it overhangs just enough to kind of provide a bit of shelter for the flame, which you do manage to get going with a bit of dried timber you find in some surrounding foliage. Yeah, man. Fire's going well. And in general, there's not really any threats in the area. It's very quiet, very empty. So yeah, you pass the night uneventfully, and in the morning the fire is still going. And the rain's let up enough that you guys are actually able to kind of dry yourselves off. at least the important parts like socks, that kind of thing, to avoid any kind of like long-term effects from being exposed to rain, given you guys don't really have a specialized rain attire. Onward. We'll say Rune's excuse for not having his Pokemon shown off is he's kind of letting them out when he goes on patrol, and the rest of you are sort of closed up and making camp while he does so. He seems to be a vigilant chap, this Rune. As about 3 days go by. Not going to have you roll for all the adjoining J's. This is enough for now. But the token keeps shrinking.
Are rations per day or per week?
Per leg of the trip. So you don't have to worry about rations
Okay.
until you get to your next point of interest.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yep. Okay. End of this will be the 4th day. You guys are nearing the river once again. You come to your crossroads. One of them leading to Rage Crossing, which is to your immediate west. This is Route 2. The beginning of Route 2 starts at this crossroads, going west. And the north, of course, is Rage Falls, back up towards Cirrus. So, if you guys wanted to bail, now would be the time. And you have a bit of day left, so you can decide on that now.
We gotta keep going. I want to go Apricorn.
I'm ready to go to the Apricorn Festival.
I'm not a farmer. I don't bail.
That was terrible.
Yes, you must throw the Magby egg into an active volcano, and then it will hatch for you.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? I didn't hear you. Throw the egg.
You must toss the fragile object
No.
as
That's
hard
a
as you
simple
can.
Formula, really.
Actually, get Vigo to do that
Fiery
for
stick
guaranteed
on.
results.
That seems like the kind of thing you should roll like a Pokemon education for.
Yeah. She'll check on the Magby egg.
Pokemon education.
But that's not for her. She's gonna go over to Mako.
Michael.
Ah, yes.
Michael, look at this egg.
Go help.
Lord Bongwater himself comes over.
I can help as well.
Is that privatized, Michael?
Ooh.
It's privatized.
Oh, it might be
Oh,
because
you're
new
right.
sheet.
His page
Yeah,
is
new
new.
sheet
So.
is-
It's a new
It defaults
page.
to PM only, so.
It's a new page, Michael.
Well, the original was a 14.
Do we have any evidence of that?
Have you since changed? We have evidence. I'll make evidence. Give me a second. So you just changed it from GM to public, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just double checking that happened. Yeah, he rolled an 11.
Wait.
There.
No.
This is the most useless
I mean,
thing
it's still
ever.
It's still a success if you're talking about Pokemon.
Wait, is it? Is this
so-
your new check? Okay. All right. No, sorry. He rolled a 14. Here we go. Let me correct this.
No, now we have two pieces of evidence.
This is
saying you rolled
conflicting
a-
Yeah,
evidence.
Yeah,
This
you
is-
you have
this
you
is
have
really,
actually
uh,
created misinformation, Austin. We got to see it in real time.
I specialize in this. So, yeah, you rolled a 14, dude, and that's pretty decent. And you're looking at this Magby egg, and there is not a stirring, not a wobble, not a crack in that Magby egg. And you're like, I guess it's dead. And then you're like, well, maybe not, because you're in kind of cool conditions right now, and it's raining, and fire types don't like rain. So you probably need to heat it up and kind of keep it dry for a while. And maybe humming to it, because Magmar mamas like to kind of hum to their babies, as the birds they are. And maybe it'll open.
I shall relay all this.
Mhm. Well, we could put it in the fire.
The 3 stages of grief. It's dead, it's sleeping, it's sad.
Thank you, Mako. I was kind of worried that
Mhm.
something might be wrong with it since it's a fire type and we're in rain, but I at least wanted to check.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably not doing. And DM, correct me if this is wrong, but I have a feeling it's not doing damage. It just probably won't hatch under these conditions.
Yep.
You gotta coax it out. My mom wanted me to study breeding, but I didn't think there'd be enough time to breed me up a team for my gym, so I figured I'd look into technology instead.
We have the science. We have the
Yeah.
technology. Excuse me.
Why should I breed when I can just create? My big sis actually showed me this article one time of a way that someone could create a Pokemon. You just needed like the basic tools and some raw materials. Something about equivalent exchange, but they said that wasn't important.
This
So
sounds
one day,
really sketchy.
one day I might be able to make my own Pokemon. Not on the level of like Mewtwo or something. But
Your sister is actually an occult expert and tells no one.
how do you think she beat everyone else? Became
Yeah,
a
she's
gym leader?
right. She's
She's using
the Nimbus
Voodoo.
electric dam is running off of Pokemon souls.
Oh my
She's
word.
paying Aunt Ancient Voodoo to give her success in life.
This is insane.
Yeah, Elaine just listens to you ramble about all of this, and then like there's a slight pause. Mako, is your family involved in dark occult things?
Not that they told me, and just total clueless, like the bliss of ignorance still across his face. I have no clue.
Do you want to make technology and or occult education check, Elaine?
She's gonna do occult because she's better in that than
Good at it.
technology.
She's part of a cult herself, after all.
Yeah, you don't know if you've heard of this, Elaine. You feel like maybe Mako is maybe exaggerating, or he's misinformed, or maybe they're into the really dark stuff, and you've never touched it. And that's always like the place, like that your granny always said that, you know, there's a point where it goes from helpful to society to parasitic to society. So you think that's probably what happened. So your opinion of Mako's sister has changed drastically. You believe
Elaine will remember that.
you believe she's a witch of the Ninth Circle.
Elaine will remember this. I'm gonna put this in my notes. Hang on.
Excellent, yeah.
How fun.
But of course, all magic, until sufficient knowledge has been gained, is just technology and waiting, right? So, a little bit of the day remains. So, which you going this way?
Yeah.
Deploy route 2.
Deploy.
Deploying route 2, baby.
Everybody in agreement with that?
We're going in.
Cool.
They're not saying anything. We're going.
I was typing.
Going. We're moving. We're swooping.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Past the night, close to River of Rage. You are hearing some like polytoads in the distance and that kind of thing, like kind of the coquille, the incessant calling of frogs and other nightlife kind of flocking near the riverbank. As the rain kicks up once again. Go ahead and roll me the final survival check, Vigo.
This time Elaine gives the jacket back
Yeah.
to Mako. Your turn.
Spibble.
It smells like a
Oh,
lamp.
yeah.
Oh, 17.
Oh no.
Beautiful. Yeah, man, you find a small copse of trees near the riverbank. These are sort of evergreen. They have essentially boughs and boughs of needles that have kind of hydrophobic qualities. They get weighed down over time. But at this point, the spring showers have kind of just started and they're mostly dry, so you managed to take cover under these trees, get a nice pine fire started. And it's kind of cozy.
It's just like home.
Just like home. Yeah. And about this time, you see actually kind of a few people, some people on bikes, some people on mopeds, other individuals crossing, probably going to Cirrus. None of them appear to be going towards Route 2, the way you are. They all appear to be coming back. Presumably going back to their lives or Cirrus City, what have you. Your horrid, sneaking suspicions that the festival is now on life support is confirmed.
It turns out we got the dates wrong as well. And
That's right.
It doesn't go quite as long as we thought. We get there. It's just completely
Nobody there. That would be so mean.
The town is abandoned.
Entire town. Everyone's gone.
It's only populated during the festival.
All right, everybody sleeps comfortably. You wake up the following morning.
Wait.
Yay. Oh,
Route 2 awaits, fellas.
Wait.
What do you want from me?
After receiving the advice about what to do with the egg, Elaine's going to try and put the egg in the sleeping bag and carry it in the sleeping bag as they travel, since it is slightly hydrophobic.
All right.
And then when it's time to sleep, she'll keep the egg in the tent so it stays dry. So hopefully things will improve with the egg.
But do you hum?
Ye
This is
must
the
hum
question.
Always.
She sings "You Are My Sunshine."
Oh,
Nice. That's lovely.
yeah.
And Amber will slowly drift to sleep to her little lullaby.
Excellent. Now you must roll me a charm check.
Perfect.
This will determine whether I'm tortured or impressed.
That's 13.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not off key for sure.
It's the weather.
Yeah,
She's-
she forgets. yeah, she forgets some of the lyrics. She kind of goes, yeah, as she looks out at like the torrential downpour outside of the tent, like the spirit of the song appears to have diminished slightly in your head. But yeah, you feel the egg rocking a little bit while you do it. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
It heats up slightly, and actually, as you're kind of, you keep it in the foot of your sleeping bag when you go to bed, and it's like a little foot warmer.
Austin, as we're traveling, can I take an extended action while we're just walking to add this area to my travel archive?
Perhaps this area, Route 2, or Route 1.
It just says records of locations.
I don't know
So
what
I'm not
that
sure if
means.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, like, if Route 2 could be a location
What is
or Route
the?
1.
What does it say? What kind of information do you glean from having a profile of a location?
So with the travel archive, I can place a record of a location in my travel archive, and when I gain it, I choose Keen Eye or Perception.
Yes.
And while I am in that location, I have the chosen ability of Keen Eye or Perception, and I also gain a +2 to Perception checks to notice things in the environment.
Okay. So because it's kind of high impact, I'm going to say Ruin can ask his teammates if they take a little break and let him just kind of absorb the surrounding nature and examine the geography and check out a map and that kind of thing. This wouldn't be something you could do on the move, I would say, but it will have lasting effects for the rest of the campaign. And you'll be doing this for Route 2, since that's where you are currently.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so the following morning, you wake up. Does Ruin have this convocation?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, I'm double checking something.
Tell us.
Oh, it's actually a swift action.
Is it actually a swift action? Though, is it extended action?
It's a swift action to like
Call upon your
basically
powers.
take a record of it, and then as an extended action, you can put it in your archive.
I'll be
missing
taking the
this
record
last
first.
thing, Yeah,
Yeah,
so that would be
so-
something that would presumably be happening over the course of the journey, just like taking record of everything that we're passing through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then placing it in my records basically when we're sitting down. So I'll be recording it as we walk through the route, and then actually placing it in my travel archive when we are basically getting ready to sleep before on patrol.
Okay. So, I don't think I'm fully understanding how these two features interact with each other. So, what benefit does the swift action have in the short?
So the swift action is the chronicler class feature action, which lets me make the record, and then records I take can be placed into one of my archives. So
Okay.
basically, I can record different things like a trainer's profile, a
Gotcha.
Pokemon's attacks, or a general area, and then place them into the appropriate archive as an extended action. So basically, while we're walking, swift action, make the record of the location or the trainer that I see
Okay.
that I want to take a record of.
Okay, that's very interesting. I'm trying to think. So the archive is the only thing that has obvious mechanical benefits, right?
Yes. The record is what I need to
Okay.
put it in.
And the
into
swift
archive.
action is basically just an action, so that if there was action economy, you have to say it and potentially eat
Yes.
into your turn a little bit. And
Yeah.
AP.
so, do you get an archive to put in the binder for every swift action, or would you think of it almost like a resource that you have to get so many of before you can put it in the binder, the archive?
So taking a record costs an AP, so it is a resource I have to spend. So I take a record using AP, and the record is of a trainer, a location, or a technique.
Okay, so you're spending AP.
Yes, to take a record of the location.
Okay, and I will remind the party that you will be regenerating resources like AP when you would be getting a luxurious rest, or like a full rest, right, in a town. So these are resources that you will not get back until you reach a destination that is suitable for rest. So if you're cool with that, do you want to do location for this swift action? Is that what you're saying for Route 2?
Yes, I'll take a record of the location for Route 2.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you note some interesting things about the route.
I'm trying to reduce my regular AP without taking the base down.
I'll
You
say.
have to,
go ahead.
There's like a little add button or something, and that allows you to
Yeah.
add like a expenditure essentially.
Yeah.
Because I also was very
Okay.
confused by that at first. Did you
Yeah,
find it?
that worked. Thank you. I did.
Go on, Austin.
You're good. Thank you for assisting the player. So, the beginning of day 4, venturing forth, you begin to take notes of the surrounding area. You definitely note that the area here is at an incline, riverbank dipping down. In general, you note river rage, spooky area, especially during high tide, which is what it's at right now. The rain is certainly kind of making the water rush a bit more than it otherwise would, and that is in a northerly direction. 'Cause that's the direction the current's already moving.
Okay.
So you continue on for about half a day. And then things start to become more obvious as you pass a couple more people that probably went by you in the night that are at this point turning around as you reach the River of Rage to find that the long, what appears to be almost like kind of ancient Nordic bridge has collapsed in the middle.
Oh my goodness.
It is such that the middle of the bridge isn't actually being subjected to currents of water. However, it is now almost at water level and is kind of being nudged and pushed in that northerly direction. And in the middle, there's a big puddle of water that is kind of probably residual rainwater that is kind of grouped up in what appears to be a large crack or dent in the wooden frame of the bridge. Either side of the bridge, rather you're kind of flanking either side of the bridge as you walk up, are actually vast wooden Gyarados that appear to be kind of adorned in this vaguely Nordic style, if you want to liken it to modern day. that run the length of the bridge. They kind of serpentine back and forth, up and down, until the end of the bridge terminates in a pair of Gyarados tails. At a glance, this would appear to be a pretty old bridge, but well maintained if it were not for the obvious collapse. Recent collapse, you would gather, judging by the flashing lights, small armada of individuals in raincoats and umbrellas, some of them actively ushering individuals away that are approaching ahead of you. What do, friend?
Can I see how big the gap is?
Sure, you can approach. Shall we say Rune goes ahead, or does everybody else follow?
I mean, I'm definitely curious.
Well, I would look.
You approach. You're greeted by a pair of Pokemon Rangers, judged by their kind of dark green uniform, shorts, a pair of Pokeballs at each of their belts, and various survival tools kind of adorned across their persons, as well as, of course, Pokemon Ranger badges on their lapel. Yeah, you're stopped with a hands up. Sorry, guys, can't go any further. She's kind of shouting over the din of rain. Rain knocked out the crossing. We haven't seen this kind of damage in years.
The festival.
How deep is the water?
The other ranger, who appears to be kind of a male in his maybe mid-20s. At its deepest, about 16 feet. With currents like this, though, might as well be 40. Top currents. A few rapids. It's not great. We're a few miles out from the falls, but this is definitely where it starts to narrow out a bit.
And how big is the gap in the bridge? Like, probably
Yeah.
40 or so feet.
Yeah, you're looking forward, and it's not so much that there's a gap in the bridge, it's that the bridge in the middle has sagged to the point that it is now kind of gently swaying with the current, almost at water level, and the middle of the bridge has a pool of water on it, likely resulting from rainwater. Almost think of it like a net that's been cast into the river. A wooden, large, ancient net.
So this was a bridge that was presumably like solid and not like hanging across.
Presumably, yeah. Like some kind of
Okay.
support gave out.
So like this is very bad.
It's not great. You basically be walking down and then through a pool of water and hoping your weight doesn't try to compromise the integrity of the bridge, and then walking up the other side. The alternative, of course, is crossing the river. Preferably further up the river instead of further down the river. So, Pokemon trainers, what's the verdict?
Would a water Pokemon help get us across?
Definitely.
Faster.
If it's a strong swimmer with a decent athletics, it could even carry a couple of people with it, potentially.
I need to double check.
I need to check what my athletics are on my Pokemon.
It's Feel! It's like a jump scare. Just appears out of nowhere.
I just want to, while this consideration is happening, just kind of look around the area, see if there's anything of note. Other than the bridge that's sagging in the middle of the water.
Perception check!
I think that's still just 2.
How are we doing on time, guys? Another 30 minutes? Longer?
30
Good.
sounds good. I'm winding down, but
All right, Michael. It's your opportunity to show off. Get them across the lake, Michael.
yeah, Opera currently isn't responding. I figured out the problem with my PC, or
Yeah.
sort of. It's not booting. I think the OS isn't booting from the motherboard. It's booting from my solid state hard drive, but that doesn't seem to give me the speed that I have had. And so, like, everything's just slower right now. And I had killed Opera because I reset to try and speed it up. Now Opera won't load again, so I don't currently
Aw.
see my character sheets.
Would you like
Let
me?
see if I can find your athletics.
Well, actually, somebody else could stream, even, potentially, if that would be helpful.
I mean, ideally, oh, there's Opera. It's happening slowly, but everything's happening slowly. If I could just have someone check the athletics of my Pokemon, and, or whatever the defining factor is.
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
I also have a
Calamari
Pokemon that could help
has-
here if we want to do that.
Calamari has 3 in athletics.
Well, he's also an electric type,
Yep.
Yeah,
but he
I
could
think
levitate
that's-
across.
that's
Oh yeah,
actually-
you're right. Barboach has 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Barbosh's
Is 2.
stats have been updated because they're all 2, like all the way across except for the zeros.
Ludwig is also 2.
Mhm.
So the
Oh, I
base
know,
of the
that's all 3,
Pokemon
so-
I would be using to help get us across is 3 athletics.
Yep.
And 6 swim, if that helps.
Yeah, it's
Or it has a swim speed of 6.
So Vigo, you're kind of glancing around. Yeah, you see various debris kind of washed up on the side of the shore, where the currents have kind of whipped it onto the side bank. There's various like little hazard pylons that the rangers have erected along the bank to keep people away from it. Past a couple of them, though, you see something that looks like it might be helpful. An old run-down pedal boat that might carry 3 to 4 people if they're small.
Boat time. I want to go check out the boat.
Awesome.
Vigo's gonna boat.
Vigo, you go over check out
I
the
see
boat.
Vigo walking off.
You do see Vigo walking off.
Yeah, Beaver does not does not relay his ideas to the
Yeah.
party if he's
Yeah.
just like
You-
looking around and find
you-
something.
You see him lock eyes with the water and slowly but methodically waddle towards it.
I'll probably follow Vigo.
Well, I'll reach out to Vigo. Hey Vigo, where are you going, mate?
Boat
Wait.
Boat.
points at it.
You look over in the direction he's pointing and wait, yeah, there is a pedal boat over there. What? How did he see that?
Well, that's a good find. So I guess now everyone can go towards the boat.
Yeah,
boat is-
everybody slowly drafts towards the boat as the rangers are approached by another pair of young adults that are asking questions about the status of the bridge. The girl ranger seems slightly distracted by you guys, but she doesn't seem urgent enough yet for her to like come after you and potentially offer more admonition or advice on how to cross the river. Okay. Yeah, you approach the boat. The first thing you know is skewered into the boat, kind of on the starboard side of the boat towards the prow. If a tiny pedal boat could even have a prow. You see what appears to be part of an anchor. Just sort of splintered off.
Anchor.
Can I tell if this boat would make it across the water in its current state?
The hole in the bottom of the boat would definitely be problematic. So removing the anchor first might be the way to go. And then you would have to consider how to patch the boat up. And then you'd have to have somebody power the boat with pedaling. And that may not be enough to cross currents this strong.
How many people could fit in the boat?
4 at most, and that will increase the athletics DC of whoever ends up pedaling.
And how wide is the lake? Or the river?
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Yes, at least
A day's worth.
3/4 days across. It's not quite that insane, but yeah, it'll probably be an hour or 2 of just pedaling. It's like a sizable river. Think like Tennessee River at its widest.
Look at the group. I have a bit of idea. Do any of you have water Pokemon?
Yeah, I got plenty.
I got a horsey fossil.
Throws the fossil into the river.
After all that work.
Resurrect!
You know what that Perilogor fossil. But Mako, what kind of water Pokemon do you have, or do you have anything that could help pull the boat across?
Well, I might. I have a Psyduck, a Barboach, and a Poliwag with me. Holy cow, I've got 5 Pokemon all of a sudden.
The capture specialist surprised by his capturing ability.
Yeah.
I also have a Pokemon that should be able to help us.
Hey, Psyduck. You wanna help pull the boat?
Die!
Oh, yeah, electric does have a swim speed. Yeah. Okay, I'll throw that in the mix as well.
So Austin, with electric, Barboach, and Ludwig, would it be more feasible to get across with all 3 of them helping pull the boat and someone paddling while my Pokemon keeps the boat afloat?
I'm gonna give it a minimum swim speed of 5, and then each will roll an athletics check to help improve the boat's odds at crossing.
Ah, Psyduck won't be able to then. Oh well.
Okay.
Psyduck dips his toes into the current, almost gets swept away, were it not for Vigo's meddling.
Well, my Pokemon would still be able to help with those conditions.
Calamari can still help.
So do we want to try the pedal boat or something else?
I mean, I don't know what our bridge-based solution would be if they even let us get on the bridge. I feel like that's going to start with a social check. And then we still need a plan for how we're going to handle the bridge, because frankly, I mean, we're all kids, so we're not that heavy, but I mean, we are kind of risking it.
Yeah.
The 6'7"
So-
children.
My thought is, if we're having Barboach and Calamari pull it and my Pokemon underneath, I feel like me and Mako can wait behind as the pedal boat goes through the first time, carrying the other 3, and then the last person comes back with our Pokemon to take us across as well. So it'd be a 2-hour thing, but we would all be able to get across.
And I mean, if need be, like, I've got an athletics of 4. Vigo's highly athletic. If need be, some of us can potentially swim part of the way if we've got Pokemon to help us. Like, there's a decent chance we would succeed those athletics checks.
Well, I was thinking you use the athletics checks to paddle across, whoever's paddling.
Right. I'm just saying, in a pinch, like, we're not completely screwed, probably.
Yeah. I have no athletics. I'm not swimming across this, so...
So it sounds like we should probably have, I guess, well, but then that would be all the boys in one trip.
I feel like...
How many hours
Vigo-
would that make the Pokemon be swimming, though? Wouldn't that be 3 hours worth of the Pokemon swimming?
Yeah, 2 to 3.
That's a lot of swimming.
A lot of swimming. It's gonna be exhausting.
They're also water Pokemon,
but what are
so
you-
they're kind of...
What are you willing to do for your Apricorn Festival?
Ah!
Vital
Oh.
did,
Hey,
actually.
don't worry, there's no exhaustion in this
Have a
system, right,
sacrifice
Austin?
bomb.
So it'll be fine.
You only take damage.
So I feel like we should have
Yeah, it can
Vigo,
sustain some damage.
Amber, and Elaine go first, so me and Mako can still like control our Pokemon, and they have a reason to come back.
Well, I don't. You can control them from within the boat, can you not?
Yes, but then who would come back with you to get you guys? Because then it'd be me and Mako taking just Vigo, or just
I'm
Vigo
saying-
and someone else, and then leaving one person here.
I just don't think it's the best idea to put all three of the boys in on the same boat ride. We could have like two of the boys and one of the gals, and then have like the other, so like one water type person riding and one staying, and then we like swap. Because I really don't see how the command, like staying on the side of the riverbed, seems like it would be harder to command your Pokemon that's actively with the boat than being with the boat. That's not making sense to me.
Or the lightest, the most acrobatic among us could cross on the bridge.
Yeah, Amber
Oh,
could totally
true.
run.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I could probably
I just
cross
don't
the.
know if they're gonna let me.
You can sneak. Activate your urchin powers.
Deploy rune. Show credentials.
You could do that. I am a police officer. I don't think that give you authority to just cross the bridge at my leisure, but
Now that they will. Trust the system.
so yeah. Do we want to go with the boat to get some of y'all across? Like have Mako take his water Pokemon across with y'all, and then me and Amber try and run across the bridge.
I mean, sounds
I'm
good to
here
me.
for it.
That sounds like a fair deal.
But I mean, if like they're paddling next to the bridge, I don't see any reason why your Pokemon still couldn't help them while they're crossing the bridge.
Yeah, I'll still have my Pokemon with them so that he can hold the boat up.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how are you securing the water Pokemon to the paddle boat? Are you just letting them go freestyle and like push the boat? Are they
Don't
on?
we have an
Are they?
escape rope?
Are they tethered? What are you doing here?
So I feel like we should definitely tether the two that are pulling the boat, and if we have enough rope to tether all three, we should do that.
Jeremiah loved the plan so much he killed himself.
He
I've never loved a
Amber-
plant that much. I aspire to that someday.
Pretty sure Amber had the
Yeah,
escape rope
well.
last from in the mines.
Sorry, could you run that by me again?
Amber would have the rope from our encounter in the mines. Because you had to untie a lane from Mako.
Yep, I have an escape rope.
Yeah.
Well, feel free to use as much escape rope as you like, however much that is, which I think we left to be an arbitrary amount
Yes.
of just however much.
Approximately 20 feet.
It's a
escape
portable
rope.
rope, is what I put.
Yes. All right. What happened? You wrap Pokemon?
Yes, we wrap all three Pokemon or tether them to the boat with the escape rope.
We should probably talk to the
Jeremiah
Rangers
has
first
given-
and make sure that they're on board with our plan.
As you, yes, as you proceed to tie the Pokemon to one of the small, like hand railings on the paddle boat that are still intact. The female ranger, now thoroughly concerned, has approached. What are you kids doing?
Oh, I'm gonna make sure they cross the river.
That's really not safe. I would not recommend that right now. Who are you?
I mean, there's only gonna be 3 of them crossing. Oh, Rune Sylvain, ANPD.
Okay. National
Boy
Police.
credentials.
So I want you to roll.
You don't
I-
need to see my
What
identification.
social checks do you have, my guy?
You can go about your business.
Let's go look. Charm, command. We'll make this command, all right? Because you're like, don't ask questions. AMPD.
Move along.
Alright, so this is Rune's command check.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to see the failure with my own eyes.
Do it. Do it.
13.
It's decent. Yeah, man. Nothing but above average here. So you say AMPD, and that makes some of the concerns subside, what have you deputized? These small children? What's happening?
We're trainers, thank you very much.
Elaine immediately flashes her meteor badge. We're capable trainers at that.
We're on Victory Road.
Squints
We're
a little bit.
We're just not getting started.
Oh, that's Stacy's badge, right?
Elaine's face palms. No, it's Henry's.
Oh. She thinks a few seconds. What, and Henry let you get out in this weather?
We didn't
We-
really give him much choice.
We also helped.
Henry
we-
thinks we're strong and capable of handling ourselves. Otherwise, he wouldn't have.
All right, I want everybody to roll me their social check of choice. We'll make this a group skill challenge, shall we?
Not them. I had nothing to do with League. I can't speak on this one.
10. That's pretty good. Amber is very assertive.
Uh-huh.
She is a strong, independent woman and will not be told what to do by this ranger.
She will not be bossed around. She's done with authority.
No chaperones, no rangers. She is the authority. That's the whole point. Is she's gonna become the elite four.
She is the elite four. Her and her bugs.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Command, charm. Who has not rolled?
Where's
Vigo!
that?
Vigo!
Oh, Vigo may still be AFK.
Convince
His
her!
internet cut out.
I
Yeah, he
did?
gave us a canon reason for why he's going to look for fossils. It's because his internet died.
Going to look
He
for
said just do whatever felt
Okay,
right. since he was looking
All right, what do you got, Vigo? Let's go.
No. He's not rolling. He would say he's not rolling. He's absent for the moment.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunate. He could have
Yeah,
come in
he
with
has taken
his.
himself out of the pool.
What would he have even used? He would have used command as
Yes.
well.
Would've used command, yeah.
It would have been a very assertive group here.
Very assertive. We know what we're doing. So
I'm just not good at telling you.
yeah, the ranger, as the chorus of children's cries go up, says, "Okay. Where are you trying to go? The Apricorn Festival?
Yes,
You know, there's only a few days left, right?"
we're going.
That's why we have to hurry.
Okay, stay put. I'm gonna go talk to my partner.
While she's distracted, let's get the boat. Come on.
Are you going to?
No.
I'm really tempted.
Come on. They might be willing to help us.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, moments pass as a conversation appears to be taking place as the male ranger in his mid-20s kind of glances over her shoulder as she appears to be explaining something with her back turned to you, like looking more and more incredulous as she explains what you guys appear to be planning to do. And he ends by just kind of rubbing his eyes and then says something to her. And you hear something like, "Are you sure?" And he just kind of shrugs and turns back towards two other guys who are now approaching, asking about directions. She walks back. "Okay, all right. So we're gonna let you cross, but if we see anything crazy happening, your boat loses balance, one of you slips, one of your Pokemon looks tired, we're coming in, okay?" She pulls out a Pokeball and tosses it on the ground. Now kind of floating in a few inches of water on the bank is a very large, beautiful-looking carp fish, a sea king. Notoriously powerful swimmers. Sea King won't be able to carry all of you, by the way. So I'm going to be watching and seeing if anything crazy happens. Be safe. She takes a few steps back. She glances over at Rune. And we're going to have words with the AMPD if something goes wrong, okay?
Uh-oh, Rune. Your reputation's on the line.
I think, David, I think your mic has been cutting out.
He's a dead man.
Oh, yeah, his mic isn't working all of a sudden. David, can you hear me?
What is going on with you guys?
I think his mic must be dying. Like I said, I'm in the process of replacing all of my tech because it's been a few years, honestly. It's all just wearing down. I guess he's at the same point.
Feels bad.
Yeah, tech depreciation just clips you out of nowhere.
Oh, David, can you hear me?
David.
Can you
They're
hear
gonna
us?
He can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, he can
Okay.
hear you. You just can't hear him.
Do you have a response, David?
You can
Tell
always
us.
type.
Tell us.
Danny
Only
typed
way-
with me on an Xbox.
The only way you know how, David.
Hold up, y'all. What'd you say, David? I think he's coming.
Oh
I hear
man,
You-
this is
You
a
can access
nightmare.
both of your character sheets from one PC because they're all shared. So
Yes, it's not an issue of the sheets. His physical mic is dying, I think.
right,
Yeah.
but you just lean in really close. You know.
Well, we're in different rooms because the latency is awful. All right, what did you say? I couldn't make out what you said.
I was.
Well,
saying-
here, actually, here, do it.
We could, but we could hear you there.
We can hear
Yeah,
David.
we can hear
Yeah, I
Yeah.
disconnected to try to reconnect to see if it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then you
And
get
apparently
it.
it
You
did.
got a bit of the latency then.
What is Rude
Oh
doing?
my goodness. The
Oh,
recording is in
brother, this
shambles.
guy stinks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, technology needs more tech priests.
Technology. Huh.
Rue will be smiling back at the ranger with supreme confidence, giving her a thumbs up, saying it's gonna be okay.
She takes a few steps back, just kind of holding a hand to her chin, other hand across her chest. Sea King, you watch them. Submerges under the water. You see nothing but a top fin and a horn peeking out of the water. All right. You guys mount up upon the great paddle boat. Or pedal boat, I should say.
Yay.
Who is where? Is it just Amber on the bridge?
So Amber's
It's
on the
me
bridge.
with Rune. Rune's also on the bridge, and you guys will have Rune's water Pokemon, which is I suppose I can tell you, it is Marsh Tomp.
Oh,
Oh, that's insane.
Coming out of the Pokeball. Ha!
Yeah.
Any small, kind of adolescent, middle evolution marsh Pokemon. Not super familiar with extremely treacherous, high velocity waters, but it's going to do its best.
You've got
And,
this, Rook.
Ah!
Bad calamari.
Goes underwater.
mix.
Calamari.
Get this, Mari.
Yeah, just kind of floats through the air. The ropes have been tied off. So we have the electric, a marsh tomp, and what else supporting the boat at this time? Just two?
Barboach also.
No, Barboach doesn't have 5 swim speed.
Oh, he doesn't? I thought he did.
No.
Okay, yeah. then-
Slow swimmer.
Now
Can we
I
also-
could.
Do we tie the Ranger Seeking?
I mean, if they'll let us borrow him.
No. The Sea King is here to like rescue you guys when everything goes
Yeah.
sideways.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's the safety net.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't roll for my third one, so I don't know what the third one would be. I don't know if that would be of any help.
What's that last bit? Sorry.
I didn't roll for my third Pokemon, because I was gonna also get a random Hoenn Pokemon from Swelltown, so I don't know what that
Oh!
is yet. I don't know if it would be of any help.
Yeah, we totally forgot about that, didn't we? We'll roll that at the end of the session, I guess. To keep it simple.
Okay.
Because, by the way, are we cool to finish out the skill challenge here? It'll be done pretty
Yeah.
fast, like
yeah.
10, 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Vigo on the pedals. Amber, you're walking on the bridge, right?
That's correct. Me and Rune are.
Okay, both of you. Okay. Do either of you have, or does Amber have any Pokemon out at this point?
No, I think it's just worth bringing up that Nidorino has actually 4 swim speed and like 4 athletics. So it may be worth bringing him out at some point to try and help if like one of us gets drowned in the river, but that's I'm for caution of not putting too much weight on things, I certainly won't have him out right now.
I think it also you need a minimum swim speed of what 5 to help on the child.
To help, yeah, but like
Yeah.
maybe on the bridge where it's just like a puddle, it I don't know, maybe it would be.
All right.
I'm not certain.
The great pedaling commences, Vigo. Roll the dice.
Whoa!
Nice. Huh?
Not bad, man.
I was hoping. for
Nice,
it.
dude.
Funny.
As
I got 2 ones.
he begins the pedaling, years of tricycling in the Mistral City had prepared you for this moment. Yeah, as you push forward, you all realize that this boat is sort of weight steered, so you all kind of have to shift your weight on the boat in order to move it left or right. But you've already kind of lined it up. You're going straight, but if something goes wrong, you're probably gonna have to roll some acrobatics checks to try and kind of salvage your steering here. All right. 18 athletics, and I want both of the water Pokemon pushing along to roll athletics as well.
I don't have a character sheet for Marshtomp.
Okay.
Mono. So
Celestial.
it's athletics is 3d6. I looked it up in the Pokédex.
3d6. Okay, so unless you are taking Poke Edges to increase that skill, it's going to remain 3d6. So that's going to be rolled through 3d6 for us, please.
Okay. I just making sure I don't have any edges that would help with that. Yeah, no, I don't have any edges that would help with that, so just the 3d6.
Dragonair themed tricycle in preparation for this moment. Okay, so that's for Marshtomp. Marshtomp's struggling a little bit. It's reasonably strong, but it's a bit of an all-rounder. It's also a swamp Pokemon. All right, and this is for the Electric.
Electric, yes. 12 was the athletics for electric.
Okay. Supplementing, no failures
Assuming
yet.
that was the first. Okay, sweet.
Okay.
You didn't need a second athletics check, did you?
No. This is the first athletics check in the skill challenge for all of the involved parties. Okay. And Amber and Rune are going to start walking along the bridge, kind of hanging on to what remains of the wooden Gyarados railing. As the edges are actually slightly upraised, so if you can stay on the edges, you're going to be staying a little bit further up out of the water. Okay. You guys continue across for probably about, we'll say 40 minutes. Vigo, your legs slowly starting to burn.
Perfect.
Delmai's to show up and destroy the boat.
Oh my word.
The Pokemon in back, starting to sag a bit. They're sturdy. They're sturdy Pokemon, but they're not built for fighting massive rapids and pushing a bunch of people at once. Amber and Rune, I want you to roll me one of you roll perception check.
I will roll the perception check.
As you are nearing the middle of the bridge.
Oh, side note, y'all, for if ever it's relevant, I respect to focus on perception. So, anytime y'all need a lookout, I'm decent at that now.
I don't know why.
Rune's got you covered.
Yeah, I only have 3 though. I do not have a 5. That's insane.
Yeah, man.
My Chronicle class kind of needs me to have perception. So.
Rune, you
Makes sense.
you stop kind of mid-sidle along the railing, and you see something very rapid moving across the surface of the large kind of pond in the middle of the bridge. This water is relatively stagnant, though deep in places. You identify this to be some kind of small blue four-legged creature skittering along the water's surface, seemingly in a panic. You smell something sweet in the air.
Oh my word! I have a feeling I know what it is. Would Amber? Let's see. Can I also
Can I
make
use-
perception to see if I can spy it?
I can't.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if I can roll Pokemon education to try and identify it.
You can, and Rune can also just point the Pokemon out to you as well.
Oh sure, yeah.
I will point out the skittering Pokemon, which I believe is probably a Surskit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Ooh, holy!
That's pretty rad.
That's the highest roll I think we've seen.
It's almost
Out of,
all
like,
max.
23.
Yeah.
Shall we? Can I have another 23? We got one. 23. Man, you know what that Pokemon is? That's Surskit. Yeah, Surskit is normally a pond Pokemon. Surskit come out sometimes when it rains to smaller pools of stagnant water. This is not Surskit's element, by the way. Raging tides of rapids flowing on either side of it. It appears to be panicking because it is confined to this tiny little pond, and the rest of the bridge appears to be a bit too treacherous for the Surskit to be navigating comfortably. The 23 education, you know that the sweet smell that you're identifying right now is a kind of natural fragrance and nectar-like substance that the Surskit emits from kind of the little tube on its head when it senses danger or is otherwise panicking.
I would like to try and help the Surskit. Can I send out another Pokemon to try and help it?
Potentially, yeah. Especially a Pokemon that
One more
that can navigate shallow water as well.
Not shallow waters, but air.
Okay.
He will send out his Corvus Squire to try and guide the Surskit along to a shallower part of the water, closer to him and Amber.
Awesome, man. So yeah, I believe already a steel bird, right?
Corvus Squire is actually pure flying at the moment.
Just flying. It becomes the Corviknight later. Cool. So kind of a dark feathered bird Pokemon emits from one of Rune's Pokeballs. Yep.
Yeah, Amber's gonna be like, dude, that thing probably eats little stuff like that for breakfast. You're gonna scare it.
Rune is also going to try and reach out to the Surskit and calm it down. I'm going to be my edge.
Totally got a hand. Okay.
Psychologist, which lets me roll
Okay.
Charm, Guile, Intimidate, all that stuff with my Pokemon education.
Nice. Same
I'll
thing
try to calm
as
it
Mako
down.
has. Very cool. Yep.
Yeah. So second Pokemon education roll to try and calm it down so that Corvus Squire can lead it to safety. Or as I have affectionately named her, Queen.
Okay, all right. I was expecting another 23, man. Mercy.
So sorry. This must have failed the check. Sorry, I couldn't
Yeah.
calm it down.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you see Rune kind of reach a hand down, and you know that Surskit, like the kind of bacteria and other biomes in their habitats, these little pond puddles. So you reach a hand down and kind of get it wet in the pond, while your other hand is kind of vice gripped onto the railing to make sure you're secured as the whole bridge rocks precariously. You kind of rub your hand a bit to kind of get the fragrance going and hold it up in a kind of inoffensive gesture to the Surskit. The Surskit, you kind of hear it going. Ah! It glances over and seems to kind of pause a bit on the water, just holding still, not moving at all. Locked onto your hand with those strange little chibi eyes.
Okay, so can I attempt to aid in like kind of like ensuring the Surskit that, hey, we mean no harm, and here's how I'd like to do it.
Okay.
I've got Mystic Senses, so this
Okay.
is intuition instead of charm in order to improve the disposition of wild Pokemon.
Nice. Same thing as Elena has, I'm pretty sure.
And then I'd like to channel the Surskit.
All right.
This is how that works. So essentially, I'm gonna just kind of kneel down next to the pond, and this is how I'll like talk about it in game and be like, "Hey, little buddy, listen, we're not trying to hurt you, okay? We want to help you. I see you're stuck in this little pond here. Why don't we help get you out of here and you can find a new home, okay?"
Okay.
And she just kind of really is trying to convey that, hey, we're here to help, kind of like show that, hey, our motivations are clear and we're like not gonna hurt you in any way.
Sure. This isn't a hostile Pokemon, but it's definitely kind of startled on the edge. Like Rune kind of has it, like intrigued, but like still like ready to like just blast away at a moment's notice. So I'm gonna have you roll an intuition check, but it's gonna be lower DC. I'm gonna put this DC 10.
Okay. That is a
Nice.
18.
Well done. Yeah, dude, you like these few months kind of go by as Amber seems to establish some kind of strange empathic rapport with the creature, and it calms down. The scent in the air, which was kind of this thin honey-like smell, seems to dissipate a bit as the Surskit is calming.
There you go, buddy. It's only like a foot big, and it's like 4 pounds. Could it just like climb up on my back?
Yeah. Are you trying to like get it to come up so you can get it out of this situation?
So I'll just kind of be like, "Hey, if you want to just ride on my back so you can get out of here, we'd be happy to help get you out." And she'll just kind of like kneel down, or I guess just kind of offer herself, I guess, as like a little ride, for this guy.
Yeah, the Surskit seems indecisive at first, and then after consulting the immediate pond around it, which is going nowhere, as well as the horrifying rapids, and the relatively stable platform that is these two nice human beings that have suddenly appeared before it, it makes the decision very quickly, and after a few seconds, it blasts towards you on these little oil propelled tendrils that it calls legs. And after a few seconds, just kind of clambers up onto you. It doesn't even seem wet.
It tickles. All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah, the Surskit lets out a little bitty,
It's just a tiny scream every time it talks.
I'm not pulling this from nowhere, by the way. This is what a Surskit sounds like. I know
That's
this.
so funny.
I'll find you the voice clip in a minute. All right.
Yeah, you should. That would be funny.
All right. The epic journey can use someone, both of you to roll acrobatics, and I want the people in the boats to roll athletics again.
Ooh,
this.
Really acrobatics this time.
You start doing all kinds of backflips and stuff.
Uh-oh. Amber's got competition.
Time to fail.
You start tripping each other up and doing parkour.
People in the boat to roll athletics, or the Pokemon pushing?
Vigo and the Pokemon pushing. Yep.
Okay, I need to roll
Come
another
on.
3d6 then.
Unless Michael
You got
is like
this, Ro-
paddling on the side.
Oh no!
I mean, I could paddle on the side, I suppose, but
Dip your
he'd
hand
probably
in
be
there.
helping keep the water out of the boat.
Yeah, sure. You have, since removing the anchor and patching it up a little bit, there has definitely been a steady leak.
Oh,
All right.
I would like to try and get Psyduck to like suck up as much water as he can and then water gun it out of the boat as like a potentially more efficient pump. If that's at all viable.
Dude, I'll let you do that. It's gonna be command check because it's more of a complex
Okay.
order that the Pokemon can't naturally
Yeah.
do.
I don't know.
Sure. And Psyduck is a little bit heavier, and the boat gains mass when you summon the Psyduck, and so Vigo has to cope a little bit more.
Okay. If it starts to hamper our progress, I'll stop very quickly. But
How heavy is
I have an
Psyduck?
Interesting hunch.
Tell me how chunky.
Let's see.
He's as chunky as a Pikachu.
82
The
pounds.
90s picture shoe.
It's a plumpy little guy.
It's the weight of Vigo.
43.2 pounds.
Street half as dense as Vigo.
That is a heavy duck.
He's
Just a
plumpy
very
fella.
heavy duck.
20K.
Yeah, the Pokeball is emitting a light, and you just see the entire boat rock a little bit as Vigo. There's like just an extra little bead of sweat mixed in with the rain pouring over you guys. As he seems to be
this might have
stressing
been
a little
bad
bit more.
idea.
Command check. Code 12. Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
As you command the Psyduck to swallow that water and spew it outside the boat. As Psyduck Psy looks down, just plugs its nose into the gap and realizes suddenly that it's stuck.
Oh no. Now here's the question. Is it effectively plugging?
Oh yeah, it's not leaking, man. You see over,
This hurt.
over the course of several minutes, you see the Psyduck slowly inflate.
I will attempt to help him wedge his beak free.
All right, man. All right, that'll be next. As you another 30 minutes pass, nothing but successes from the athletics here. As Elaine, why don't you roll me a perception check here? As Mako's assisting his Psyduck. Nice, Elaine. You see off the port side of the boat, removed perhaps 30 or 40 feet from you, a tiny blue creature sitting on a rock. Just jutting out of the rapids, being buffeted on all sides. It is very spherical.
Oh!
Actually, a seal.
You squint a little bit closer. Would you like to roll Pokemon education, Lane?
Sure.
Spiel jump scare. 9's enough. You recognize this is, of course, a water Pokemon. Blue is a very common color. Not a Pokemon you see very often, though, as you hear kind of this high-pitched wail carrying over the din of the rain.
What?
You see this little critter just crying rivers of tears into the surrounding waters.
No.
That's
Poor
it.
baby.
That's an Azura. Will this turn into...
look like it'd be very good at swimming.
It just kind of floats with the big ball tail. Alright, do you... At your current trajectory, you will not come close to the Azuro. What must be done, Elaine?
How far away is it?
About 30 feet.
How far away is 30 feet?
One successful skill challenge away.
What do you want me to do about this?
That's for you to decide.
Vigo's only pumping the
Use
pedals.
telekinesis, bro.
You have the power to alter the trajectory of the boat, Elaine.
By
You can lean.
You can lean.
Elaine, you must lean.
Elaine, she
I don't
points.
know if I love or hate you for that pun.
Yeah, Elaine points at the Azurill. She goes, "Guys, it needs help." She starts leaning for it.
Yeah. Just by the power of her force grab out into the distance and like kind of pushing her way. You want to the acrobatics check, Elaine?
Oh,
Is-
yes.
Is one square 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's all nebulous.
Meter.
I'm like it's close, but it's not in reaching distance right now.
Well, I have a 7 throw, which means in theory on the battlefield I could throw a Pokeball 35 feet.
Yeah.
Which means I could attempt to catch this thing.
Smack that baby Pokemon in the face.
hmm
This is a metric game. It's meters,
Right.
it's not feet.
You're witnessing Elaine lean over, and the DM has asked for Elaine to roll in acrobatics.
All right, fair enough. I'm just saying, if you want to get my opinion, I can
Ooh, it
potentially
must
do
be
something.
done, Elaine.
I mean, my
Alright.
my attention.
She's yelling. She's saying she's leaning. It's up to you what you're gonna do. This is a high risk, high reward scenario.
Also, are you gonna be able to? I don't really know how the Pokeball works. Is the Pokeball just gonna land in the river after you catch it?
Oh yeah, we've been over this. It would have had.
We have gone over this.
Never mind.
Yo. So
The Pokeball immediately plummets the depths.
is she gonna sense the
Solving the problem.
the potential life threatening leaning and falling out of the boat?
Do it.
Because you're asking her to roll acrobatics. Is she gonna sense it? Intuition roll. Is she gonna die from this?
Not if you roll well.
That's impossible with acrobatics.
Worst-
Roll it.
Worst-
Come on.
worst
You
case-
said you were gonna lean commit.
Worst case, there's a Sea King off your port side bow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
you
this
would be
Zerl.
leaning.
He's ready to impale you at a moment's notice.
Oh god. Skewer
Lean.
lane.
Eileen, you were made for this. Come on.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's
Elaine
5 out of 6.
Elaine manages to not fall over the edge.
Hey.
Let's go.
As Elaine quickly realizes, oh, I'm sliding. This railing is slick, and she just manages to just grab onto the metal railing in time as your nose brushes rapid. The sheer weight, Vigo, you feel shifting to your left as all you know at this point is the game. It is up. It is down. You feel your thighs burning, your ankles churning. Frigibacks yelling like a Viking warlord. Free! 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 In your ear.
What an amazing Pokemon supporting his trainer.
Yeah, we thought he's literally the coach in the back of the boat with the megaphone. I love it so much.
By the way, the Frigibacks is weighing you down more, but that is a cost you are willing to pay.
100%. Yeah,
it
the
is.
Frigibacks is all out. That's not negotiable.
For the sake of moral support.
As the Azurill is now definitely within Pokeball range, and potentially a well-rolled focus telepath check. Telekinesis.
If you release another Pokemon to weigh
I
down
would
the
have
boat.
But Hattery's like negligible weight compared to Psyduck.
True. Alright. So so I guess I'll throw a Pokeball out and then release Zoe.
Yeah. More like you tap a Pokemon out. Like you just kind of put it on the immediate footrest next to you.
Right.
Yeah. Though the mental image of Elaine slamming a Pokeball down into the boat, making another hole was really funny.
No. I don't even think she's that strong. Yeah, she'll release Zoe and then tell her
She kind of like wiping her eyes as rain drips down on her.
yeah, she's gonna set Hatna on her head like a hat.
Yeah, yep.
She'll be like, alright, Zoe, you see that baby Pokemon? We're gonna save it! Now! Get ready!
Alright, focus check. Bring it in.
Right at it. Well, how heavy is the
It's baby small. Baby small.
Okay. I don't need to do a focus check then.
You're going to because it's a skill challenge, but it's a low DC.
Okay. 18.
You're good. Yeah.
I'm
You
imagining like a tractor beam from Star Wars.
yeah. Yeah, the top of the hat emits like a pinkish beam that envelops the Zurill in a tiny bubble that levitates up into the air as you see the Azurill stop crying. Real? Looks around in utter confusion and like in vain attempts to like bounce out and like swim with its tiny little stub legs. But it can't. As you slowly bring it over the boat, and the Hatterene gently lowers the Azurill into the boat, adding additional weight for Vigo. Now the final The final leg, guys. Athletics checks from all three, and then more acrobatics from the other two.
I'll roll the athletics first because that was definitely going to be much worse.
Nice 15. That's a success.
13.
All right, decent acrobatics. Your DCs haven't really gone up, by the way.
I'm to
Uh,
fail. Okay.
Yeah, that's the athletics for Marsh Stomp.
Oh, is it 13?
Yeah.
That's helpful. It's not a failure, but it's not leading to additional successes. You need 2 out of 3 successes. Where's the Vigo? 18 athletics. Okay, you're okay. You're making headway. As Vigo, you put everything into it. Buddy, the DC was 17. For you especially. So you are pounding away at these pedals as you hear Mako finally remove the Psyduck from the hole. As like he just starts vomiting water everywhere up into the air like a geyser. Water starts creeping into the bottom of the boat. And suddenly you slide onto the far shore. With a decent amount of velocity and mass, considering all the stuff on there now. As Rune and Amber, you climb over the final few broken boards up onto the Gyarados' tail and dismount. You're across the River of Rage. Congratulations, friends.
Let me just with a perfect 10 with those rolls.
All right, well done. We're gonna go ahead and end it there, friends. I think we'll deal with the Azurill and the Surskit next time. I think, because we're already a little bit over time. So, all right, well played.
It's very fun.
Hey, it's gonna be back in.
Crazy. That was so close to going catastrophically
Disaster.
wrong.
Yeah.
I was dying laughing. there was the tricycle experience. That was so funny. And then just all of the things that were going wrong in the boat. That's like, oh, I'm trying to help, and it's making it worse. Oh, I'm trying to help, and we're all over. And
Yeah.
like, just
Vigo
That's so
flashbacks to his Dragonair tricycle he nicknamed Teeny because he didn't know it was a Dragonair. He thought it was a Dratini.
I love a little Frigibax with like a little helmet on. Like, did you ever have those like drift trikes that like you could almost like have
Yeah.
somebody stand on the back?
Yeah, yeah.
So like
yeah.
he's like standing on the little like almost like I don't know like flat part that's on the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun
I used to
time,
ride one of
guys.
those as a kid.
So we're gonna be assigning some
That was
XP
great.
this time, no straight up levels, because we're out of that stage of the game at this point.
Yay.
So I'll go ahead. I'll write this down as well. So let me find. I need to first off find my table to identify what exactly you earned, and then we will have balance in the world.
To the useful shards.
Easy rules, come forth. There it is. Okay, yeah. Okay. Each trainer is receiving 360 Pokemon experience, distributed as you choose among specifically active Pokemon during this session. Can be any of the Pokemon you brought out to help you out. And I'll go ahead and add that to rewards. That's 360.
I'll not include Corvisquire as one of the Pokemon that helped. He just appeared to let you guys know I have a Corvisquire.
So, given that Frigibax was chanting to aid me in my grand race,
That's right.
making up for that second place 6 long years ago. I assume it has to go to Frigibax.
Yeah, Marshop definitely earned that XP.
I didn't bring out any Pokemon this session,
He did not.
so is that just 0 XP?
That's correct. You gotta have a Pokemon
That's
partner at some point, my guy.
That's tough.
Yeah. Gotta
Yeah,
bring it
that's
out.
why
If I
I
could
just-
catch this, if I could catch the Surskit before the end of the session, I could have.
Yeah.
Give it the XP.
Here, I'll yeah.
Pokeball instead of helping it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. If you catch the Surskit beginning of next session, I'll let you assign the 360 to the Surskit. Okay, because that was a good interaction.
All right, valid. I appreciate that.
All right. So
So it was 360.
So yeah, plus 2 trainer XP. So that is not levels, that is XP, and then 360 Pokemon XP.
Nice.
It's 2 out of
Love
10
trainer
trainer
XP.
XP right now, right?
Yeah,
everyone?
and each
Okay.
each trainer caps out at 10. So when you hit 10 trainer XP, you go up a trainer level.
Gotcha.
So you're a fifth of the way to the next level. Cool. All right,
So I
guys. Well,
have a
thanks so much for
total
playing.
of-
I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording there, just for
Oh, that was cool.
efficacy and all that. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for playing. Good night.